Hello, creeps.
All right, welcome back to Fright Night Flicks. You're here with Dan and Darren.
What's up, guys?
What is up, everyone? Today we are reviewing the hit, the masterpiece, as some may say. Even I've heard one of the greatest horror movies. I've heard the greatest movie of this year.
You can just go ahead and get to it now.
Obsession.
Jeez, what kind of spells you put on her?
And you're welcome, because I pushed Daniel to watch this. He was kind of apprehensive, one might say.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. The premise of it, I'm like, well, this just sounds like a movie I've already seen.
I had no desire at first to watch this because honestly, like a relationship movie did not interest me at all.
Right, and exactly. And I'm like, okay, the girl's going to get really obsessive. She's going to be over the top. And yeah, it's like a Fatal Attraction type deal, right?
Yeah, I get it. Like, how interesting could that really be? That was my thought. But no, it is pretty freaking interesting.
Turns out it could be pretty interesting. So let me give you a brief summary for those of you who don't know what this is about. After breaking the mysterious One Wish Willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister price.
Yeah, and I would say this is the typical be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, and when you do make a wish, just, watch your verbiage.
Yeah, you have to be very specific with wishes, as we know from many movies in the past.
Now, there's a reason he wasn't as specific. We'll get into it. But before we do, this film is directed and written by Curry Barker. Do you know much about Curry Barker?
Yeah, well, I'm the one who told you. You know I know a lot about Curry Barker, right?
Well, I'm throwing it, yeah, because I don't. So I'm throwing it to you.
Throwing me a noob. Yeah, I watched a lot of his shorts. Him and his buddy, who's not the main character. I think he plays Ian. Is that the friend's name in this?
Yeah, Ian.
Yeah, they're like a comedy team, and they have some really funny skits I've seen on different shorts, like on TikTok or something. I really liked him doing the shorts. I thought they were really funny. So when I found out he did this movie, and once I heard how much hype it got, I'm like, dude, we got to watch this thing.
And here we are watching it.
And yeah, here we are.
Now, he did a spectacular job. And something to note, this guy supposedly is doing the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, it's not supposedly. He is doing it, which is going to be exciting because, hey, spoiler alert, I liked this movie, and I think he's going to do a great job with TCM.
And we're obviously huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre guys. And yeah, I'm actually really excited about it now.
Oh, I can't wait to see what happens.
Let's go to Rotten Tomatoes. Critics gave it a 95, an audience a 95.
And typically when you see them aligned at a high score, it means it's probably a good movie.
Yeah, I got to be honest. When I see scores
very insightful there. Yeah. That's what I bring to the podcast.
Hey, when the scores are high, it means it's going to be good.
Movie good, you like.
All right, before we go any further, we have some shout outs and some exciting stuff to tell you guys. For our Spotify listeners, if you just want bonus episodes, we now have a subscription tab. You can click. We have episodes coming out. In fact, for the next couple weeks, we're going to have an episode each day. It's basically our back catalog we're putting on, but typically it's one a month.
Yeah, so we're going to drop all the bonus episodes there for you guys as well. If you're just listening on Spotify, you only care about bonus episodes, go there. If you want to be more interactive with the community, Patreon, right?
Yeah, Patreon is the spot to go. Or if you're on YouTube memberships. But basically on Patreon, that's where we do all our voting and everything. So you could have a subscription on Spotify and then just join Patreon for free and vote.
Yeah, we do all the voting on Patreon, and it's open to the public. So any of you guys who want to vote, and I drop updates and stuff on there. So just become a member on Patreon for free if you want.
But if you want to tell us what movies to watch, you got to join the next tier, and that's only on YouTube and Patreon.
Right. And if you just want bonus episodes, hey, join up on whatever you want. We'd love to have you.
And speaking of members, we have some new members. Intrepids is back. Brad Reed, Anthony Scalzello, Scarzilio, Anthony S.
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining up.
All right, we had a YouTube comment that I just wanted to shout out here. It's Some Guy Plays. I'm going to read it for you. Hey guys, big fan of you. You saved my life. I don't know if we can take credit for that.
Sure, I'll take it. No.
I was a 13-year opiate addict and found your channel. I detoxed watching your videos. Is there any chance I could get an autograph from you guys? Thank you.
Well, first of all, congratulations on breaking that addiction. I'm sure that would be tough.
I think that would be very tough. So yes, we're happy for you. It sounds like you're doing well and you're healthy. I don't think we can take credit for saving your life, but I hopefully made your days a little better.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad we can help you, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And of course, you can have an autograph.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want one necessarily, but we could.
No, we appreciate it. Yeah,
we don't have autographs, but I told him we'd shout him out.
Oh, okay. So
this is the verbal autograph.
Yeah, here it is. Thank you so much.
Anyways, we appreciate having you around and keep the good fight up.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, thanks to everyone who leaves comments. Like there's so many positive comments we get on YouTube, on Spotify. It's really uplifting because it's a lot of work to do this, and it honestly charges the spirit when you hear positive things. So.
Yes, soul fuel.
Yeah, thank you for the soul fuel.
All right, now for our Spotify and Apple reviews, you guys know we have to mention it real quick. So we are currently at 149 on Spotify. We were at 138, so Spotify always keeps moving. Goal is 160. We're only 21 away.
That's not 21. It's 11.
Oh my gosh, we're only 11 away.
Yeah. So we're almost there on Spotify. Hey, keep those coming in. Thank you so much. Apple, we were at 64. We're now at 63.
Nope, other way around. We didn't lose a review.
We were at 63. Now we're at 64.
There we go.
We need to get to 80. So like 16 more reviews. Thank you for whoever's put in reviews so far. You know, if you have time, drop us a review. As soon as we get those numbers, we'll drop a bonus episode.
All right. Speaking of reviews, let's see what the people had to say about Obsession. Starting with Willis. Wow, wow, wow. It is impossible to be comfortable during this. The one time this movie has a true moment of taking a breath, someone shortly comes back in the scene and smashes someone with a brick. 5 stars.
That is so true. That's the one thing that stuck out with me with this movie. It is extremely tense the whole time.
Well, I wouldn't say the whole time. It actually starts off a little slow, kind of like builds you in, but once it kicks off, there's no stopping.
Okay, you know what I mean. Why do you do this?
Well, it's what you said. Next, we have Victoria. Phenomenal acting, lighting, and sound. This movie had a great blend of uncomfortable laughs, unsettling creepiness, and jump scares. Although I loved it, the person I went with said it was too scary and they wish they hadn't seen it. Still, we had a great time discussing it after and would love to learn more lore about the Wishing Willow verse. 5 stars.
That's funny because I actually didn't think it was that scary. There's definitely moments and it was very unsettling. I didn't find it super scary though.
Well, let's be honest. When you watch horror movies, which we do all the time, the scare kind of takes a backseat to me. Like, it's not like what makes or breaks a movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's more you start looking a little deeper in the tension, the different scenes, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. We're a little desensitized. Yeah, so if you're a casual horror fan, I'm sure this probably would be very scary.
Next, we have Dave. After reading all the reviews, I can say I don't get it. I like horror movies. This one was not. Apparently a horror movie. He just said not.
Yeah.
It started out slow and stayed slow. The background music was too loud and sometimes was hard to hear the dialogue when they whispered. It was unnatural for people to act the way they did. Well, that's because a spell was involved. Very predictable. Not close to scary at all. I couldn't wait for the movie to be over. Save your money. 1 star.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's not for everyone, I guess, but I will agree there were slow parts and it is a slow tension-filled build.
You're an idiot.
Why?
You just said like how this movie, like it just goes the whole movie. There's no stopping. And now you're like, it is a slow movie.
No, I mean like it is tension filled, but it is slow. Like the pacing is slow. It's not like a ton of stuff is happening. It's like these little things keep happening throughout the movie. Does that make sense?
No, not really. Not really. Let's move to Julie. Wasted 2 hours of my life. 1 star.
Wow, hard disagree.
Follow that up with John G. Very depressing. I would have never watched it based on mental health. I almost walked out with the cat passing from ingesting drugs. 1 star.
Oh, we have a cat lover here.
Yeah, I mean...
Hey, spoiler alert, by the way.
It is a depressing movie, but I mean... I don't know.
It's not sad though, right? Like I didn't feel sad watching it. It is, I guess, overall. Well, we don't want to give it away. We're going to be spoiler free, by the way, until we get into the movie.
Yeah,
review.
I mean, we'll hear in a minute. We're going to do our initial impressions. Then, hey, spoilers are on.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
Okay, before we jump into the initial impressions, there's some things we're going to answer throughout this because I did a lot of research and like saw what are the questions people are having. One, and we'll talk about this a lot in the review. Was Nikki into Bear?
Okay.
Because that's something people argue about, and I think you can almost argue it either way. What does the ending really mean? Some of this stuff, I'm like, why are people question too much? Like, you can kind of figure it out.
Yeah, I kind of know what it means. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but
All right.
we'll get there eventually.
Who was the villain of the movie?
Okay, we can argue about that. I like how you're giving questions, but we can't go into it, so I guess I'll just let you go.
Yeah. Did you know there is something in the opening of the movie that actually kind of gives away the whole movie?
I could maybe see what you're saying.
There's a film strip.
Oh, no, I did not see that.
All right, we'll break that down too. Last but not least, we are going to break down everything about the One Wish Willow because there's actually a website that you can check out for the One Wish Willow.
Oh, just be careful, I guess.
Yeah, I was calling phone numbers.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's jump into our initial impressions. All that stuff we're going to talk about throughout this and at the end.
So I guess I'll start.
Sure.
Yeah, I went in with pretty high expectations. I watched that Dead Meat podcast and what is it, James? I forget how to say his name. Van Venice, or I'm sure I'm butchering it. You know what I'm talking about?
You can just say Dead Meat Podcast.
Yeah, I listened to James and they had watched at one of those film festivals and he said this is like the movie of the year. So I went into this with high expectations. Again, like I said before, the premise, the whole idea of a guy making a wish and then putting the girl under the spell, I wasn't that into the idea of it. But man, I gotta say, the way they did this movie was great. The amount of tension was insane. Like the whole time, I feel like my body was tense, like my muscles. I think I was like actually like squeezing my hands or something. I was exhausted by the end of it.
Did you know there was like a whole wish thing going on?
What do you mean?
Well, before you watched it.
Oh, yeah, I knew there was a One Wish Willow thing. I did know that, yeah.
Okay, I had no idea. Like, I seriously didn't know anything about this movie. You told me we're going to do it. I watched the trailer.
Oh, well, see, you knew even less. I had done a little bit more research into it, but man, I gotta say, the tension, the way the girl, okay, well, actually, let's get into the acting. I thought they both crushed it, the main characters.
Oh, yeah, Bear and then Nikki, Nikki like kind of stole the show, but they both did really good.
Oh, man, she plays that crazy so well. And then the way she'd flip in and out was so disturbing. Well, there's a specific scene I'm thinking of, but man, she did great. Also, the cinematography, I love the setting. Like even going to the house party, the house itself, the times when you'd see the girl, but she's in the darkness. I thought it was really creepy and just disturbing.
Yeah, they do a thing with her when at certain points you can't see her face. Like she gets like blacked out and it's really interesting. I like the way they did that.
Yeah, it's just unsettling. You're looking at her. You don't even know what kind of face she's making. And you're kind of like, well, when she comes out of the darkness, what is she even going to look like? It was great. And then also the way they mixed humor into it. There's just some scenes, which I was laughing with Dad afterwards. I feel like we were in the very back of the theater with a group of 4 girls. And I feel like we got the humor that was mixed in, but I don't know that the whole theater got it sometimes.
Yeah, it's real dark humor. And some of it is like awkward humor where the situation is so absurd and awkward that it's just funny.
Yeah, it'll be sometimes like, for example, when she smiles, it was disturbing, but it was also really funny and it just creepy. It just worked.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
I thought it, honestly, it surpassed my expectations. I thought it was really good. My only negative, I guess, is that I didn't find it all that scary. And I did find it was a little slower paced at times. I'm going back to slow.
Dude, your pacing take is wild. It's all over the place.
Well, I feel like towards the end, I got a little bit like, I don't know about this, but then it picked it right back up. So,
all right. Well, really, this kind of comes down to like, be careful what you wish for. Like I said, I didn't even know this was a wish involved movie. Like there was some, well, that's the thing. It's like, is it witchcraft? Is there like a possession? We don't really know. And I think they kind of left it a little vague.
I like that they have this, we know that it's a One Wish Willow thing and they don't really even try to explain it. It's just like, hey, in this world, this thing exists and just kind of go with it.
Do you know what I really liked is the whole crystal shop and all the employees and everyone who's tied to this willow are like, I don't know. I love their characters.
Well, because they have a great attitude. It's just like very nonchalant. Is it nonchalant?
Nonchalant.
A very chill attitude about the whole thing. It's like, hey, man, is something bad happening? Oh, that sucks. Well, here's kind of your options. Kind of figure it out.
Yeah, you kind of got yourself in this spot. I mean, did you not read the warning labels?
Yeah, there's some really funny parts within that too.
Something else they do, I think that is pretty good is all the characters end up getting like a little bit intertwined and they don't totally like flush it out to where you understand exactly what was going on.
They leave some questions to be answered. Yeah. Or I guess leave it up to the viewer to kind of decide what was going on.
Yeah, because there's these other relationships you learn as you go through the movie, and then you start questioning what you heard earlier, and like, wait, was that true, or was somebody just saying that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We'll get into it.
Anyways, that's our initial impressions. Hey, guess what? Spoilers are on from here on out. We're going to break it down.
Well, did it surpass your expectations or meet them? What'd you think?
I really didn't have a ton of expectations.
You went in as a 0, so it's better.
I didn't know this was like supposed to be that. I mean, I knew it was supposed to be good, and you were kind of glazing all over it. So I was like, okay, we'll check it out. But and honestly, when sometimes the movies are like really hyped, I tend to like go in kind of negative to where I'm like, I almost want this to be bad.
I just believe sometimes the hype isn't real. This one, I would say it's well deserved.
There's also definitely people who do reviews where it's like they just follow the like what people are saying, like, oh, everyone loves it. This is the best movie I've ever seen.
Well, I think people do that not even knowing. You know, some people just like to agree with the herd.
Yeah, I don't.
We're not herd agreeers.
I would say you might be.
I'm a herd animal for sure.
You're just a little sheep running around. So no, it was a good movie. I'll break it down. Maybe there's a couple things I didn't really love about it, but we'll find out. The film begins with one of the most awkward scenes ever. You see, Bear is opening up his soul, confessing his love to the girl of his dreams.
Yeah, and it seems that way. The girl sitting across from him, they have a pretty deep relationship.
They're staring into each other's eyes as he's just confessing his love. And then you find out this is all practice round.
Yes, he is in love with a different girl. He's just working on his material with his friend and the waitress.
Yeah, his friend Ian decided he needed some practice. And dude, there would be nothing more awkward than saying this type of stuff to a stranger.
Yeah, and it kind of shows you who Bear is. He's kind of pathetic because I think a normal person would never do this.
It also shows you what kind of friend Ian is because he's kind of a dick.
Kind of, but he seems like he's trying to help his buddy.
Seems interesting.
I know. We have some things to go into.
All right. Before we jump, we'll jump back on that scene, but let's just break down the cast so then we don't have to keep explaining who these people are.
Absolutely.
Bear's our main character. He, some might say, has an obsession with Nikki.
He is a man who loves a woman, and he's not sure if she even likes him back, but he does seem to have an unhealthy relationship with her.
Also, just can't finish the job. Will take no step to move to the next level.
It seems like he's trapped within himself. Like he has these emotions, he will never let them out.
Wow.
That was deep, right?
That was something. Next, we have Nikki. That's the girl of his dreams. She's writing a love book. That's her thing. It seems like these kids are just a little bit out of high school, kind of figuring out what they're going to do in life.
Yeah, she seems very nice, fun. I would say she's like an energetic soul.
Yeah, and a little bit of, she's got some sass on her.
Yeah, she's got an attitude, but in a good way.
Then we have Sarah. Seems very nice, wants to be a tattoo artist.
Yeah, that's it.
Ian's his best buddy. I guess he's his best buddy. And, there's a lot to talk about Ian. Eventually, I'll tell you more about Ian, but for now, that's all you need to know. He's a funny, jovial guy.
I mean, I would say he is Bear's best friend. And we got to say, Sarah works at the store they all work at a guitar store, a music store?
Yeah, and I believe Sarah's dad owns the store.
I think so. And
he's played by Andy Richter. I don't know if you even noticed that.
Oh, that was Andy Richter?
Yeah, don't hit the name too hard. I'm not sure if that's how you say the last one. But
okay, that's Andy. Wow, that's funny. I didn't recognize him. And Sarah, by the way, she likes Bear.
Well, are we just going to throw that out there?
I mean, I don't think that's a secret.
That was not brought up at all in the beginning of this movie.
I mean, it was brought up at some point. I don't remember when.
Yeah, do you want to just bring everything up?
No, that's it. I'm done. What are you talking about? That's spoiling the plot or the spoiling the ending?
I guess that does come up pretty early.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, I kind of take a little bit of that back. All right, back to the practice pitch he did on the waitress. We learned some things about Bear and his infatuation. So he thinks about Nikki all the time. In every song he hears Nikki. After old Nana passed away, Nikki was the one who called and helped him out through it.
So I'll say two things. One, this whole practice scene was really funny. It was awkward, weird, and funny. Right?
Yeah, and his buddy Ian adds some good comedic humor too.
Right. And then the other part is you're kind of thinking what is this relationship really like between Nikki and Bear? Because you're kind of trying to grasp, is he kind of crazy or do they actually have a relationship?
Right. Well, it seems like there's something if his buddy's helping him. But the thing about Ian is he seems to know a lot about what Nikki likes. And he gives him some advice that I would say probably not great. For instance, he says she's not into any of the sappy stuff, which okay, I could kind of get maybe there's some truth in that. But the waitress did seem to like that part, and it seemed like he was doing okay.
I mean, it was a lot though. I don't know that I would ever recommend anyone lay it on that thick.
Yeah, it was a lot. You're right. But the real thing that where I'm like starting to question Ian is he gives him the advice that he should nag Nikki.
Okay, that was crazy, especially when you know this girl. I don't know actually that any girls really like that.
I mean, dude, it's one of those stupid things. Those, I don't know.
The dumb pickup artists. Yeah.
So anyways, there was a name she was called. What is it? Freaky Nikki?
Yeah.
When she was a kid, people called her that, and it bullied her a little bit. So Ian tells Bear, this is what he should do, is call her that name.
Yeah, which is, again, it's not a good idea at all.
Yeah, there may be some reasons he's saying these things. We'll get to it. This whole scene gets tied up with Bear deciding, you know what? I know when I need to tell her this, and it's going to be a trivia night, which is going on. It's tonight, right?
Yeah, I think it's the same day.
Yeah, and Ian's not down for this because he loves trivia, and he knows as soon as Bear does this, it's going to ruin the whole thing. And he makes it clear to Bear, like, you got plenty of time, dude. Don't do it tonight.
Which is really funny, just watching Ian interact with Bear in that situation, because you could understand, in no way would you want to be around that situation, right? If your friend is going to profess his love for someone, I don't want to be around that because it could go very bad.
Yeah, and then the night is ruined.
And then, yeah, maybe their trivia nights are ruined now because he did that.
Right. We cut to Bear arriving home. He walks in the door, and there on the floor, stiff as a board, is his little cat, Sandy.
Rest in peace. We barely knew you, Sandy.
Barely knew you, but you're going to be around a little bit. Not spiritually, but physically.
Yeah, you make your presence known.
Sandy somehow got into his pills and overdosed on oxycodone.
Is that what that was?
It was. I did it, dude. I did a little deep dive here.
Thank you, because I don't know if it was the theater. I'm kind of thinking it was the theater screen. It felt really dark. I had trouble reading what was on the screen. I also have bad eyes.
We had bad eyes. We also sat in the back row.
Yeah, all bad.
So when he goes in his cabinet, so he keeps this pill bottle there. I looked really deep at this thing, right?
Right.
On the bottle, I believe it said Barbara Bailey. That's not his name.
Oh, so how did he get the bottle?
Because his real name is actually Baron. And then I figured it out. I did some more investigation. I don't know if you caught this. This is actually his grandma's house.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so he's taking her pill. Well, actually, is he even taking those pills?
I mean, they were just in the cabinet.
Oh, okay, so maybe they were left from his grandmother. Interesting.
The real question is, how did the cat get into the pill bottles?
Yeah, because you have to push down unless it used its little paws. So yeah, maybe Bear is taking those pills too.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I kind of took is like, okay, the only thing that makes any sense is he left the pills out and then the cat got in because the place looked crazy. Like the cat went on a bender. Like there was like cat food all over the place. There was also like 2 cans of like catnip or something. It looks like a mess.
The cat was wilding out, man. It was high. And Bear is pretty unstable, so that wouldn't be out of character for him at all to take pills, right?
Well, I don't know. There's nothing that implied he was he had that kind of a thing going on.
I could see him having problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. We didn't go any further into that. So take that how you may.
It's just interesting. Good point out. I didn't even know what those pills were.
All right, so we cut over from that moment. Bear ends up throwing his cat in a trash bag and I guess into the trash. And then he sits on his bed and cries. Now, while he's crying, they zoom in on the mirror and we see these photo booth pictures, right? There's like a strip of them.
Yes.
If you look very closely, they give away the entire movie.
Well, how so?
Well, I'll tell you later.
Okay, we'll save that for the end.
Yeah, we'll break that down.
Really? Okay, you got me interested.
Later that night, Bear's just kind of in a depressed state. He gets on his phone and he straight doom scrolls Nikki's Instagram.
That's a creepy move. Kind of weird.
Then he gets a call from Nikki and he immediately pops into like a different mode. Now he's happy. Now he's excited. And she wants him to come out to trivia. But being that his cat just died, he's like, I don't really want to go out. Nikki seals the deal by telling him, you know what? I got to tell you something. I'm putting in my 2 weeks. Why is she putting in her 2 weeks? I think she said time's running out for her. And there's some weird time stuff. I don't think this is the type of movie I need to dig too deep. But like she says time's running out. He's staring at a clock. His buddy Ian just told him that he has plenty of time with her. Lots of time references here.
Yeah, I did think that was interesting. I mean, I just took it as Nikki was ready to move on. She wants to start a real career, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you could take it that way.
Yeah, that's a simple way to take it.
Well, while she's on the phone with him, she ends up dropping her crystal necklace, which goes down the drain. And this is another thing where I'm like, there's a lot of crystals in this movie. There's going to be a couple of them.
Well, there's crystals, supernatural stuff. Yeah, I think that's just where we're going.
All right, we'll roll with that. So Bear decides, you know what? I'm going to go to the bar, the trivia bar, and hang out with Nikki tonight and his other buddies too. Whatever. But before he goes to the bar, he's going to make a little stop at the crystal store. I don't know if this store is another name. It's like a mystical store.
It's going to be where he finds the willow.
Yeah. Now, I thought him stopping off at this crystal store to buy her a new necklace seems a little obsessive.
It all kind of depends on their relationship. I think it's fair to say he is a little obsessive, right? I think that's fair.
I mean, if you
Are we just going to keep using the title of the movie while we talk?
The obsessive.
Oh my. We broke them, guys.
The obsession's going to change hands here in a little bit, but I just think it's odd. Like, you lose something, you're just casually on the phone with somebody, and then they show up with a replacement.
It would be a nice move, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really that type of guy, but
It's also kind of weird because his cat just died, but yet he's buying her gifts, you know? He didn't tell her that, by the way.
yeah. Okay, I could see that.
Anyways, he's in this mystical shop when he spots the One Wish Willow. And it just happens to be right next to some voodoo dolls.
Oh, I didn't even catch the voodoo dolls, but okay.
I wonder if those work.
I mean, hey, maybe part 2.
Yeah. All right. So here's where we got to take a quick break and go into the One Wish Willow.
Oh, thank you.
This is a deep dive because there's a lot of people, and I see people like break this movie down, and then they say things like, why didn't he just do this? Or why didn't he do that? And I'm like, you can't do that.
Is it written on the box?
There's frequently asked questions and they explain these things.
Okay.
So first of all, if you go to onewishwillow.com, they have a breakdown. They have like reviews and stuff on there.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And there's a phone number, and I called the phone number. It's like a hotline.
It said, "You are a loser, get a life."
Yeah. Basically, all they say is they're not responsible. There's fine print on the box you should read. If you need further assistance, there's nothing they can really do. Good luck.
They're very chill about the whole situation.
Now we need to talk about how to use the willow. So the willow is a branch, right? I don't know. It looks kind of weird. It's like wrapped up branch.
Yeah, it seems to have lights on it, and it makes a little noise.
Yeah, there's some music, but we never like get a full zoom on this thing.
Yeah.
But how you're supposed to use it, you remove it from the box to make a wish. You spark the middle and break it in half. I don't know why they say spark.
Yeah, I don't get that. Maybe it sparks when you break it.
I don't know why. That kind of threw me off. But basically, you make a wish, break it, and then that wish comes true.
Yeah, awesome. Seems like a great deal.
Now, some questions you may have. How many wishes do you get?
It's just one. You get one wish per person.
Yes, single use only, grants one wish, no multiple attempts.
That's very important to know.
And if you're thinking, I'll get another willow, like maybe it's just that one stick, that's not going to work for you. They specifically say using additional One Wish Willows will not change or affect your other wishes. Only one wish per life per person.
Okay, very, very specific there.
But can you change your wish?
Yeah, important to know.
You cannot. Once made,
Okay.
a wish cannot be reversed or repeated. Consider long-term effects.
Yeah, that could be problematic if you wish for the wrong thing, sure.
Yes. Is there anything that I can't wish for?
Yeah, I'd love to know. Please tell me.
You cannot grant, this is important, people get this confused here, cannot grant wishes including time manipulation,
Okay, so you can't go back or forward in time.
resurrection,
Can't bring things back from the dead.
immortality,
You can't stay alive forever.
are creating additional One Wish Willows.
Yes, you can't do this. That's the whole genie in the bottle. You can't wish for more wishes.
So there's a point in this movie where a wish may be, I don't know, there's a plan to maybe have someone else wish and kind of reverse everything. I think that's flawed from the beginning because you can't do time manipulation.
Oh, that's interesting. You're right. You can't say, "Oh, I wish the wish was never made," because they can't go back and reverse what happened.
Well, and also that would involve resurrection at some point.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's a great point. Because that is interesting. We'll get to why that's interesting.
Yeah. All right. So remember those rules. That's like the breakdown of it because it's going to play in as we go through.
I do have to say though, I love the One Wish Willow. I like what they did with it. I like they didn't explain it. It's just this mystical thing, and I love that they have this lore behind it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
So Bear gets this willow. He's at this again. We're still in the shop. He takes takes it to Viola, who's the one behind the counter. I bet you didn't know her name.
No, she seems like a fun, chill girl.
Yeah. And
Probably a great time to take out.
she will relax. So she does kind of warn him. She's like, hey, people buy this, but they come back, they complain about stuff. And he's like, what? Well, do they complain because it works or does like something bad happen? And she's like, yeah, whatever. Like they just complain. Like,
well, it's a really funny scene because it's so awkward because she's really chill about the whole thing. Yeah, they complain about it. And he obviously is a little concerned. Like, hold on. Like, what exactly are they complaining about?
Yeah, like, does this actually work? Like,
yeah, do I need to be concerned about this?
Why do they complain? Because it like ruins their life. Or they die. I wish they were dead.
But they give him like that place just gives you the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So he gets the One Wish Willow, heads over to Barker's Pub, where he meets up with Nikki, Sarah, and Ian. This is the friends group. This is basically all we need to know in the movie.
And I have to say, I love the environment. This seems like a really cool place to do some trivia. Could you imagine like a place doing some horror movie trivia at a bar like this? That'd be so much fun.
Be cool.
Let's all put that together, guys.
Well, while they're hanging out at the table, Nikki decides she wants to get some shots, and Bear sees his opening. He goes with her to the bar, and well, his first mistake, he orders a pina colada. It's tough.
I mean, yeah, I don't know anyone actually who's ever ordered that. Any male friends who's ever ordered a pina colada. Not that they're not delicious. I've drank them, but you know, if you're at a bar hitting on a girl, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's just, well, to be honest though, I feel like he played it off well, and I actually thought he was doing okay with her at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, it is. You know what? I'm going to take that back. It's kind of an interesting drink. It shows he has confidence.
See,
there you go. Yeah.
That is true. There's that angle. It's all how you order it and then how you deal with the repercussions, like the response, you know?
Yeah. Bear's kind of cooking all right.
I thought he was doing all right. And he must have thought he was doing okay too, because he keeps trying to bring up the talk he's waiting to have with her, right?
Oh my gosh. And this is what starts this brutal sequence of where he keeps trying to tell her his feelings. And he just keeps getting interrupted. He never can do it.
Yeah, the bartender interrupts him 2 times. And then his buddy Ian like saddles up right next to him, totally interrupts him and just starts in on a random story that Sarah's dad keeps his gun in the break room safe.
Yeah, I thought that was a really weird story to bring up. Also, Ian knew what Bear was doing, so it's a dick move on top of that because he knew Bear was going to try to tell her and he purposefully interrupted it.
Now, did you find it interesting? Like anything interesting about that story?
Wow, I just now did, Dan. Okay, that's where that thing came from.
Yes, there will be a gun in this movie, and I didn't put it together either until I watched it again.
How'd you watch it again, Daniel?
Oh, I went to the theater and watched it again.
Okay.
At this point, all the friends end up at the bar and they're like wanting to do a toast. So
wait, you mean they're at the front of the bar where they're serving drinks?
Well, it's the bar, Darren.
Well, I mean, I consider the whole establishment a bar too.
They're at the bar within the bar.
Yes.
They decide they want to do a toast. So Bear's like, okay, we'll toast to Sandy. But like as soon as they start the toast, Ian and Nikki just like take off. And he's left with Sarah, and Sarah's like, why did we toast to your cat? And then he tells her that the cat's dead. This is where you see Sarah start to console him.
Dude, can I admit something? And this is bad.
Okay.
I'm a complete moron. I didn't realize that was Sarah. I thought that was Ian's girlfriend. And you might ask, who's Ian's girlfriend? And I just realized he didn't have one.
I was like, who's his girlfriend?
I thought the whole time, I didn't realize that was Sarah. I thought he had a girlfriend the whole time.
Okay, it does come off at times that Ian and Sarah are together.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like there was a relationship there, but there isn't. They don't like ever like flirt, but it just seemed that way.
Yeah, well, that's why I just thought it was like a double date situation. Ian was with his girl, and then Nikki was with Bear, kind of, I guess.
It does seem that way, but the funny thing is it's actually more the opposite.
Well, we can't give it away just yet.
All right, so we finish up the trivia night, and Ian decides he's not done. He wants to do some karaoke. But Nikki is like, I'm done for the night. I want to go home. Ian, just take me home. Ian's not going to do it. He really likes karaoke. So Bear jumps in and he's like, hey, sees a spot. I'll take you home. Interesting thing here. It like came off weird to me why Nikki always wants a ride from Ian. Like why it seems like everywhere like he's her ride.
Oh, that is true. I mean, it makes sense though.
Well, yeah.
Define ride.
Don't give it away yet. We'll get there. Now, before they head out, they're all going to split up. So Sarah's going with Ian, Nikki with Bear. Before they leave, something very strange happens. Nikki goes over to Sarah, borrows $20 and gives it to the homeless guy.
Do you have any more information? Because I did also think this was interesting.
I did not. Okay, at first I saw this. I'm like, wait, did she buy drugs? And then I'm like, wait, why would the homeless guy? I mean, they might have drugs, but I mean, that's a tough spot to go hit up, you know?
Yeah. So I guess the idea is we're just seeing Nikki's a good person.
Is she though? Because she just took her friend's money and gave it away.
Kind of a good person.
That's a really weird thing to do.
It is odd just to be like, hey, give me $20 and then just pass it along. I don't know. We could assume that she would pay her back, but it is an odd thing to do.
Yeah, I find it very odd.
It just was a weird thing to throw in, which made me think there was more to it, but I don't know that there was.
I think that was it. So now we're in the car with Bear and Nikki, and as they're driving, she's kind of opening up to him and she's telling him like all her problems. And basically she says like, you're the only one I can share a lot of this stuff with. And you're trying to interpret this relationship because she does look at him and it seems to be longingly.
That is the best part is you're watching and you're reading into every detail and you're like, at one moment you're thinking, okay, she's into him. But then she'll kind of say something. You're like, okay, hold on, back up. Maybe she's not into him. And it kind of keeps flipping you.
Yeah, because that whole thing, like you're the only one I can tell my problems to. It comes off a little friend zone-ish.
Exactly what I was thinking. It's like, that's what you would do with a friend.
Yeah. So it's like, it's this weird balance they're really like playing with right there.
Well, which it makes it really fun as a viewer. We're trying to figure this thing out.
Right. So they finally get to her house when Nikki drops that Sarah has been talking about him all day. And then she asks him, how do you feel about Sarah? Like, how do you actually feel about her?
And thinking of this from Bear's perspective, when he's trying to put a move on her, right, and finally tell her how she feels. When you hear how he feels. When you hear that, you're like, oh no, she's asking about a different girl. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, she's trying to set me up with Sarah. But then you could also spin it and think maybe she's thinking she wants to know where Bear is at with Sarah because she's interested in him.
That you could take it both ways.
Yeah.
And initially, the way I took it is actually that she was interested in him and she knows her friend Sarah kind of likes him and she wants to just fill him out on that.
Yeah, okay.
There's also the option that she's just totally mind effing this guy.
That she's not actually a good person and she's just playing with him?
Yeah, like it could be an option that she likes him in the friend zone and he kind of like does what she wants and is just stringing him along.
All right.
Again, I don't know. We'll give you the, at the end of this too, we'll break it down with the facts and come up with our conclusion. But for now, Bear does say, oh, Sarah's just a friend. Like, I only feel that way about her. I'm not into her like that.
Yeah, it makes it very clear.
And then Nikki drops this one on him. She says, when I have a crush on a guy, nobody knows. Talk about a mind F, bro.
I know. I'm like, well, hold on. He doesn't know. Bear doesn't know. Does that mean you have a crush on him now? Or are you saying he wouldn't even, I don't even know how to take that.
See, dude, I think she has to like him or no, she for sure knows he likes her. Every girl that has like that guy friend that they hang out a lot, you know if they like you or not. I mean, right?
I think so.
And he's...
Wait, what'd you ask me?
Like when a girl and a guy are hanging out, you know, and they have that friend or maybe they're more than a friend, you know when the guy's into you. Like, it's pretty obvious, right?
I mean, I'm a guy. I don't know if I felt that.
Like, she has to know he's into her. And I do feel like at this point, she is kind of interested in him.
My true opinion here is that I do think she liked him and she's trying to help him bring out his feelings.
Yeah, and I think that she knows Sarah likes him. So that puts her in an awkward spot, too. Not that she's necessarily looking for that, but it's like, it's an idea in her head now. Like, well, if he is into me, like, or he might just be into Sarah, then it is what it is, you know?
We need to keep moving. We're going to take forever on this.
Nikki ends up getting out of the car and Bear's like, oh, I gotta say my line. I gotta like tell her how I feel. So he's like, you know, Nikki, come back. And she comes back and then he's like, oh, I forgot what I had to say.
Well, he's chickening out over and over. And again, watching it, you're like, oh my God, please just tell her. She's giving you every opportunity. Just tell her.
Just say the words, man. She ends up walking away again. And this is where he looks at her and goes, good night, freaky Nikki.
Just a complete moron.
And dude, Nikki doesn't like this at all. She hears it, turns around, walks to the car, kneels next to it, and then she just straight up asks him, do you like me? Because if you do, now's the time to say it.
She gives him one more chance, and you're just thinking, okay, he's gonna do it now, right? This is the perfect opportunity. She's telling him, just tell me if you like me. That's it. Just say the word.
This is the tough part because I took this. You could go either way with it. Because her coming back and saying that, there's the big part of me that's like, oh, okay, she wants him to admit that he likes her. And this is like an awkwardness, like he just said something dumb.
We should do a relationship podcast.
Yeah, we should. But then on the flip side of that, I'm like, okay, he just offended her. And she's coming back and she's like, okay, this guy may be into me. I kind of need to squash this now.
Oh,
I see both sides of that.
All right.
Well, Bear just got confronted. It's time for him to open up, tell her how he feels. Does he do it?
No, he doesn't.
In fact, he friend zones her and tells her, hey, I just think you're a good friend.
Dude, just like you have written, a complete and utter fail. Yeah. What on earth is he even doing? I just was like, wanted to scream at him. Honestly, I'm just like, hey, I'm over this. You don't deserve her. We're going to move on, even though I know we're not. But,
and from her perspective, too, I started getting the vibe like, maybe she thinks like this dude is like almost like he has these ulterior motives. She's been opening up to him, and you got to take a real girl perspective on this. He really is only listening because he wants to get with her, and maybe that's her filling him out there.
I don't know, dude. I'm over it. Can we just get moving?
All right. So Nikki walks back into the house. He's left in the car. Obviously, the night did not go well for him. He grabs the One Wish Willow, opens it up, and when he takes it out of the box, it plays almost like video game noises.
Yeah, it's a fun little noise. Yeah. Almost like, it reminds me like a Christmassy noise.
Yeah, it is a Christmas video game.
Yeah, mystical.
Then he says, I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the world. Snap, breaks the stick.
Couple things. First, that's kind of a crazy thing to wish for.
Okay, first of all, you can't like nitpick him. He didn't know what he was doing. He doesn't know this thing's real.
Yeah, but why would you wish that she loved you more than anyone in the world? That's a crazy wish. Like, would you really want that? I guess we all know you probably wouldn't.
You probably wouldn't, but he's emotional. Dude, you got to put yourself in his spot. He's totally felt this night. He's just saying whatever.
Yeah, he is kind of a pathetic person right now. Second thing, as soon as he breaks that stick, they cut to Nikki, and she's standing on her doorstep in pitch black. There seems to be a shift that happened.
I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
Right. From now on, you'll see Nikki, like other people will be lit up, but at times she's very dark. She's like a shadow.
Yeah. And this is where this movie really kicks off. And it's really interesting because her personality really shifts. And we're going to go into this whole thing where she is kind of normal, but really off in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, she tries to be normal. Yeah. So she immediately walks back over to the car and she's like, hey, didn't you say you got a gift for me?
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned that, but yeah, we said he went to the store and got the One Wish Willow. He was going to give it to her.
And then she's like, well, maybe you should just come in the house. But all these advances like on Bear are not working because he's totally freaked out that she's even being this forward with him.
Well, yeah, she seems not normal. It's concerning that she flipped this quick.
Well, and then she said some weird stuff because she's like, I just lost my cat. Like, maybe you should come in. And then she's like, well, wait, hold on. You lost your cat.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, hold on. Something's wrong here. Really wrong.
So she almost seems like flustered. Like she's trying to do everything she can to like get him to come in and it's just not working. She's kind of like tongue tied, like falling over her own words.
Yeah. You get the sense of desperation.
And then all of a sudden it's like a snap and her like face changes and she looks like terrified and she goes, what the F? And like falls back a little bit, almost like a different person.
Honestly, that gives me chills. She does this multiple times and it's creepy because it's like she's snapping out of this trance she's in. Like the real Nikki's snapping back in and then she goes back out.
It's in and out.
Yeah.
Then she it only happens for a couple seconds. She like composes herself and then they both like start awkwardly laughing. Like, what was that? And
well, she's more doing kind of a crazy thing. And this poor guy's like, I don't know what's going on.
It's a lot to take in.
Like, I want this, but I don't want it like this.
Right. Well, Nikki then walks over to the driver's door, opens it up, And she's like, come on, Bear. And then like she's like unbuckling his seatbelt, trying to get him out. But Bear is just like, I don't know what this is. I just stop.
Yeah, it's a little concerning. She seems crazy.
Yeah, so Nikki then stands up and crosses her arms, and you only see like her torso. She just like stands there for a minute, and you're just like, what is going on? Only for her to drop down. And she has this just huge smile on her face. And she goes, I know what you're trying to do. Like this playful thing going on.
It's like she's trying to be cute, but it's coming off so crazy.
Yeah. And then she just takes off and starts like running one direction, then switches back to the next. And she's kind of like doing this weird bobbing back and forth. And too much, I'm going to be honest, the crowd laughed. Bear laughed. Everyone was laughing.
Because it's so absurdly insane. And you're just like, oh, God, she's lost her mind.
Right. So she ends up running back to the other side of the car, jumps in, and she's like, let's just go to your place. But Bear's like, hey, I think you're drunk, and maybe we should just like continue this tomorrow.
Because you could make the argument, maybe she is drunk. We find out maybe she was on drugs. I don't think she was, obviously, but that could be an explanation for this crazy behavior.
Right. Well, Nikki hears this and doesn't like it. So she lays her head on the dash and she starts crying. Why is she crying? That's because her dad, all of a sudden, has cancer and she can't be alone tonight.
Okay. And you're thinking, okay, that seemed to come out of nowhere. I mean, in this situation, there's no way on earth you would ever take her home.
I mean, it's not good. I don't know. Well, Bear does take her home. They get to his house. We learn that it's his old grandma's place at this point. After she died, he got the house. And I just want to say too, it's hard. We're not going to be able to hit them all, but there's so many awkward, funny moments in this movie. Like I can't like even describe every scene. But just her weird behavior and his awkwardness, it just comes off funny a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Again, it's hilarious and creepy and scary. It's all those at the same time, which is really fun.
Right. Well, Nikki decides it's time for bed, but she doesn't want to sleep alone because he put her in like the spare bed, whatever it is. She ends up getting him to get in the bed with her. They start making out. All of a sudden, in the middle of this makeout session, Nikki pulls back again, snaps out of it and says, what the F? Falls off the bed, terrified.
Man, okay, and this I thought was pretty creepy, especially from a guy's perspective. It's like they're kissing. I mean, well, you could also make the argument, what the heck is Bear kissing her for? Like this girl's clearly unstable and he's still going for it. Not a good look.
It's not great.
But the fact that they're kissing and then she snaps out, it makes it seem like he's doing something wrong, like she didn't want this. And then she's back in and you're like, oh my God, what are we doing?
Yeah, she jumps up and she's like, I'm so sorry. It was just a panic attack. And Bear's like, no, I don't know what that is, but something's off. I'm not into this, you know?
Fair reaction.
Well, Nikki then starts crying. So this must be like this Nikki's little manipulative ways, you know? Like, let's put the tears on.
She's trying whatever she can do to make Bear happy.
Either way, Bear's like, hey, we're sleeping. I'll sleep in the room, but I'm sleeping on the floor. We cut to later that night. Bear's laying on the ground, eyes wide open.
Yeah, you can't sleep with this. This girl's crazy.
He ends up Googling some facts on the One Wish Willow and basically like goes to like a Reddit forum. I don't know. It's mixed reviews. One person said their mom was ugly. Now she's beautiful. Everyone else says they're just collectibles. Doesn't really learn a lot. Probably what you would get from Reddit.
I was going to say, it seems like a typical Reddit question. Yeah. You get all sides of it.
Yep. So he returns to the room, but Nikki is now awake and she's wondering what he was doing.
Concerning.
But they end up laying down in the bed for the night. Nothing happens more than that. That's our first night together.
Yeah. So, hey, already a lot. I mean, you could chalk this up to, hey, she had a bad night, maybe a bad reaction to drugs. Who knows?
Oh, I think we do.
I mean, we know, but I'm saying from Bear's perspective, you could see how he could possibly justify what has happened.
Right. So the next morning he wakes up. Nikki isn't in bed. He walks into the kitchen and she's made him like this big old breakfast, has a big glass of orange juice. Things look nice, right?
Yeah, and at this point you're like, okay, she's kind of come around. She's come out of it. She's back to like a normal, nice girl.
Until he walks further in the kitchen and finds the shrine to his dead cat.
This was a little weird. She's got candles and the dead cat body laying on the floor.
So she went and I guess pulled it out of the trash.
A weird thing to do. She thought he would like this, though.
That, I gotta say, in this movie, it was kind of weird. This was very abrupt. I feel like they kind of like lean or go slow into a little bit of her quirks. But this one was like, I don't know, this seemed like this should have happened later.
You mean you think she went too crazy too early?
Yeah. Because, like, if she's obsessed with him, I mean, would you think that making a cat shrine with the actual cat?
It seems to me like, I think we can agree, she isn't Nikki. This is almost like a demonic type thing. Like, I don't even think this is a normal person.
And I guess they just don't understand.
Yeah, it's hard to explain what Nikki is now. Okay, so here's the thing. You can't justify what she does because a lot of what she does is insane. It's not a normal thing someone would do who's in love with someone. Like I said, there's like a demonic twist to it or an evil twist to it.
Yeah, there's extreme obsession with a little bit of like demon in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever. Bear's like, that was freaking weird. They kind of like actually brushes that whole thing under the rug for a while.
Yeah, I would have been a little bit more concerned. I think any normal person would have like pulled the plug on this whole thing early. But Bear is so pathetic that he just kind of keeps going with it. And I think maybe the idea is that he likes her so much, he wants it so bad, he's just overlooking the crazy.
I mean, that was a pretty crazy moment.
Yeah.
Anyways, they end up going to work at the music shop, and Ian wants to know what happened last night because when Bear came in, he was with Nikki, so he knows they were like together last night.
Yeah, well, and any friend would want to know like what happened.
So they head back to the break room. Nikki's at the cash register, and while these guys have a conversation, she stares at them and does not turn away.
I love this scene so much because Ian and Bear are talking and they're kind of next to the doorway and you can see through the doorway, but there's a little bit of a blur. So you're looking through Ian's perspective and he's looking at Bear, but you see that blurred figure and you can't really tell, but you kind of can, that Nikki has not moved and she is just watching everything.
Dude, you know what's funny about that? It's the blurred section. You're so focused on that. They could have had all kinds of stuff going on in this scene that you just didn't even realize. Because all you're doing is watching her head that doesn't move.
Yeah, it's so creepy. It's like a simple thing they did that was really just unnerving.
Right. So Bear ends up telling Ian, I think there's something wrong with Nikki. I think she's having a nervous breakdown and her dad has cancer. It must be that. To which Ian's like, her dad? Like, she's not even close to her dad. He lives in Washington. Like, they've never been close. I don't think she would even care.
Yeah, and which is kind of how we felt watching. You're like, hold on, that seemed to come out of nowhere. It didn't seem real.
Right, but then Ian's like, hold on, do you think she could be doing Molly again?
That's fair.
And then they're both like, yeah, actually, that makes a lot more sense.
Which would be a reasonable explanation, I guess. It doesn't really explain the cat thing in the morning, though. And Bear did not explain that to Ian.
That's a good point. The cat does not explain Molly.
Yeah, the next day, that's a crazy move.
They all end up getting off shift, and Bear goes to Nikki, and he's like, hey, I can't take you home tonight. And she actually seems like cool that she's like, oh, yeah, no problem. Ian will take me home. And you're like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. She just jumps in the car with him. Honestly, my first thought is like, Ian's dead. She's going to kill him. She didn't like that they were talking about her.
Well, that night, Bear's at his house when someone knocks on his door, and you're never going to guess who it is.
It's our girl.
It's Nikki, and she has a very nice red dress on, like dressed to the nines.
You mean she just looks really good?
Yeah, she has a nice dress. I mean, it's not a casual, like, hangout dress.
No, I just didn't know if there was, like, more meaning to that.
No.
Okay.
So she ends up apologizing to him. She's like, hey, I was on Molly. Like, she obviously caught onto the story and must have asked her. And she's like, I just want to apologize. The only thing I can think during this, dude, is like, you're so dark. Like, you can't see her face. She's just in darkness.
Oh, yeah. The whole time she's talking, she was like in the doorway, right? And it's just a dark shadow over her.
I mean, you're playing, I don't think you remember necessarily.
No, I'm going off vague memory.
I think you can see her face in this, but it was like a shadow on the face. It wasn't a complete blacked out, you know?
All right.
Anyways, Bear just wants to make it clear to her, like, hey, I didn't take advantage of you because that whole freak out thing. And then if she's on Molly, it does seem like it could be one of those situations.
which was really funny because he's trying to explain, like, I didn't take advantage of you. And she's like, no, you didn't. But it gets awkward because it makes it feel like he did something when he didn't.
You're totally right. They're back and forth. They did hit a point where it was like, they're kind of saying the same thing, but it's awkward. And so it seems like there's more to it.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Anyways, Nikki ends up telling him hey, don't worry about it. I actually like you. And then Bear finally admits, you know what? I like you too. So we finally got that out of the way.
It took long enough.
So what do you do after you tell each other you like him?
This is where he makes the huge mistake and they hook up.
Yes, we have a scene. And from there, we cut to a straight montage where they're just like living the perfect couple life.
Okay, well, first about the hookup scene. Didn't you think it was problematic?
I mean, it's troubling.
Yeah, because he knew she's off. Because we've explained it, but it was very clear. Like something is still wrong with her, and to hook up with her at this point is insane.
It's not good. I'll say that. There's more problematic hookups later.
Okay, well, we'll get to it, I guess.
Either way, he does what he does. So now they're living the perfect life. They're showing them going out to restaurants, hanging out. They're like constantly together. But in between that, they show shots of like their friends at the shop and whatnot. And they're every time like they see them together, they're just like weirded out by the whole thing.
Well, yeah, because it went from 0 to 100, right? It went from Nikki was not really that into him, or they didn't seem to be into each other. Now they're like lifelong partners or something.
And it also does come off that whole thing, which is real. Like you get a girlfriend, next thing you know, they don't care about anybody else.
Yeah, and it's also, they're kind of thinking maybe something happened to Nikki, maybe there is some trauma going on or something, and she's using Bear to like replace or to make her feel better. I don't know.
Right. Now, the best part about this montage, though, is they have one scene where they're watching a movie and Nikki is just glued in watching Bear the entire time, right?
Right.
And Bear's watching the movie, he sees her looking and he just reaches over and turns her head so she watches the movie.
He doesn't say a word. He just grabs her.
Where
It's so
like,
funny.
She's so fixated.
Well, she's obsessed with him, that's for sure.
After the montage, we cut to a restaurant where Bear and Nikki are out for dinner. While they're sitting there, Bear keeps getting calls from Ian. Finally, after like the second call, he's like, okay, Ian's calling. I got to take this. So he walks out, goes around the corner, and starts talking to him. Now, Ian has done some research. Nikki's dad is healthy and fine. And if you look closely behind Bear, you will notice there's a willow tree.
Oh.
Just throwing that out there.
That's just kind of cool.
It might just be a tree. I don't really know.
We'll say it'd be cool if it's a willow tree. Yeah, so that's a problem. Now we know she made that story up. So it's like, okay, hold on. What is going on?
Well, not only that, Nikki and Sarah had a little conversation about Bear. And apparently Nikki told Sarah that she just thought of him as her little brother.
And Sarah told Ian this?
And Sarah told Ian this. And he basically says, like, she friend zoned you.
Which is interesting, though, because you don't really know if that was real or not. Because that could have been Ian making the story up. It could have been Sarah making the story up, right?
Oh, dude, there's so much going on here. Because, okay, so Ian even says on the phone, he's like, maybe Sarah made that up because she's jealous.
But that could also be Ian just saying that.
It could, but I think Sarah does say she did have that conversation.
Oh, okay.
And she did say that Nikki thought of him as like a little brother.
Okay, and I would say Sarah does seem trustworthy, so I believe that.
Okay, let's just get it out in the open. Ian was hooking up with Nikki.
Oh, we're just going to break that now?
Yeah, we're going to say that because you kind of need to know because it makes these scenes
make a little more sense.
A little more interesting because that's why it messes with you because you're like, well, is he just saying this to get Nikki away from him to kind of like mess this whole thing up? So take with that what you will. Now, while he's on the phone talking to Ian, you see Nikki get up from the table and she walks to the side and kind of like peeks to watch him. And then she disappears back.
Yeah, and it's just not normal. The way she moves, she's just out of her mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I just keep thinking obsessed, but I don't want to say it anymore.
All right. So Bear goes back to the table, and that's where Nikki presents him with a little gift that she brought. And it's a tiger eye stone, which is, I guess, brings you confidence and willpower.
Okay, it's a nice gift, sure.
Yeah. Then she tells him how much she loves him. To which Bear is like, because he's just heard all this stuff, and he's thinking like maybe that Willow was, what is it?
The One Wish Willow?
The One Wish Willow. Maybe that worked. So she tells him she loves him. And he's like, would you say more than anyone in the world?
I love that because it's just a question he has to know now.
Yeah. And she does love him more than anybody in the world.
And that's a big problem.
So he realizes, okay, there's, obviously I may have done something wrong. He doesn't fully own up to that, but he's thinking it. So he has to ask about the cancer thing. And he's like, hey, Nikki, did your dad actually, does he have cancer? And she's like, no. And starts getting louder. And dude, and she's got this huge...
Hey. I'll cut you off. Here you guys go.
No.
this whole time too, she has that huge smile on her face. And you know what it reminded me of?
Smile?
No, well, I mean, there's that, but you remember Georgina and Get Out?
No, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Dude, because she's like that too. She gets confronted and she's got that big smile, but like inside she's dying, you know, like she's trying to like let it out.
Yeah, like she's trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, when she did this, I mean, it was such an overreaction and just an unstable moment. You're like, man, this girl has lost it.
Yeah, she ends up getting up from the table and while smiling is still yelling, saying, "Don't say that. I thought we were having a nice day." But she's like screaming and dude, it's like the awkwardness and I'm embarrassed watching it.
Yeah, they're at a nice restaurant. Everyone's kind of watching, like, what the heck is going on? So yeah, he has to kind of smooth this thing over.
What she does, and he gets her to calm down, and basically she ends up saying like, "Does it really matter?" You know, and then Bear's like, "No, I guess it doesn't."
Well, Bear only said no because he just doesn't want to deal with this anymore. He knows this is going bad. She might have another big meltdown. He just wants to kind of get away from her.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say get away from her, get out of this restaurant with her.
And I understand that feeling. I had a girlfriend once that
oh my gosh, she was a little crazy.
And no offense to her now, I'm just saying back in the day, it was very clingy. Some would even say
She was a little obsessive.
a little obsessive. And I remember one time she was older. She was like a grade above me. And there was these
humble brag.
No, because I remember we went to like McDonald's and in the drive-thru there, like it was a hangout spot for all the, what do you call them? Overclassmen. Like they were the seniors or whatever.
People who are out of school and went nowhere, so they hang out at McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, they were the older kids though.
Oh, you're talking about when you're in school, like the seniors. Yeah, the upper class.
Upperclassmen. Yeah, they're all hanging out there. And she's like, "Oh, let's go hang out with them." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to go hang out with them. Like none of these people are my friends." And also like, you know how it is when you're dating someone that's above your grade and you're the younger grade, they don't want you around.
Yeah, it's a super awkward position to be put in.
And, you know, some of them kind of liked her too. So it was one of those situations where I'm like, let's not do that. She didn't like that. So not only did we go hang out with them, she let them know that I did not want to talk to them or be there.
Dude, I forgot. She did have some crazy moves with you.
I've lived this, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding. It's a small piece of what this movie is, but there was some weird obsession stuff going on.
It didn't go well.
Well, I mean, I think you guys went your separate ways, and that was for the best.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the movie. After this whole event at the restaurant, we cut straight to the bedroom where Bear is just thrusting away.
Oh, this is this. Okay, I thought this was the first time they hooked up.
No, I thought you might be getting him confused.
I was. Okay, so this was the really problematic one because it was very clear she's not in the right mind to do this at all. Like, it does feel like he's just taking advantage of her. I mean, he knows this. He even knows he may have been the reason she is this way, and he still did it.
Yeah, and not only that, she's pretending that she's enjoying it. Like, she's making the right noises. But when they show her face, she is dead behind the eyes.
Yeah, this is kind of tough to watch. So this is what made me kind of turn on Bear. And I'm like, okay, this guy is not a good guy.
Not great.
No.
That night, he wakes up, and this is the middle of the night, and she ain't in bed.
I would say he gets what he deserves from now on.
But he hears something moving in the room, and in the corner of the room, there seems to be someone standing there.
It's so dark, though. It was hard to see, but you're like, is that Nikki?
Well, then you hear her voice, and she says, "Go back to sleep."
Oh, my God. I'd have a heart attack, man. Especially with everything that happened. There's no way on earth I'm staying in that house.
Dude, the way they did this was so weird, too. So she's standing in the corner, and you can't see her. Like, her, again, it's that whole thing where her face is, like, blacked out. It almost looks like she has a mask on. Like, it just, you can't see her face.
Yeah, I didn't even know what I was looking at, so.
She ends up stepping away from the wall, and then she does such weird stuff. She puts her hands out, like, I don't even know, like limp wrist a little bit, and then she starts, like, prancing towards them, almost like kidding around or something.
They do some great job with her movement. It's like little subtle weird things they do with her. That is just so creepy because it's not the way a normal person would move.
No. And here's where Bear asks a very important question. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that is totally fair.
And she explains, "I'm just watching you sleep." And during this whole time, too, they're doing these weird speed changes with her where she'll move, but it like move too fast or too slow.
Again, it's not normal.
Yeah. And now Nikki knows she's upset him. So she has to start crying. And she explains she doesn't like her dreams, which makes you question
Oh, it's creepy.
whose dreams those really are.
Yeah.
And she doesn't think that the love is mutual at this point.
Oh, and it's so tough because from Bear's perspective, you're like, man, you don't even know what to say because anything you say that's wrong is going to set her off. But you also don't want her staring at you while you sleep.
Yeah, you got to just like smooth this over somehow.
Now, you did just hook up with her, so this is your cross to bear.
Correct. Now, Nikki won't come to bed, so Bear just ends up laying down. How you would ever try to sleep like this, I don't know. It doesn't work out well for him anyways. Because as soon as he's laying there, she starts screaming, "Why don't you love me?"
Man, and the way they have the score with the scene, it is just so creepy because the volume lifts and you just feel like that intensity.
I don't know if you mean score, but basically they bump the volume up when there's screams and stuff. It goes through the roof.
Yeah, it just is so intense. And like I said before, this is what this movie is. You're just tense this whole way through. Like, you don't know what she's capable of.
No, and you can't even predict what's going to happen because this is what happens next. He gets up, he hears this, he can't see her. She's gone. All of a sudden, she comes walking in through the door, but she's walking sideways and she's got a vase of flowers in front of her head.
It is so terrifying, but in a scene which really shouldn't be that scary. She's just holding a vase, but she's like sidestepping.
Yeah, it's super weird. And then she just stands there. Like, she's not even moving. She's just holding it there. It's like 20 seconds.
So, and you're just expecting a big moment, right? Like, she's going to remove that vase and she's done something effed up to her face or something.
Yeah, or you're going to see some demon or something weird. But no, she just sets the vase down, lays next to him and goes, "Oh, those are for Sandy."
Yeah, she just flips back and forth between extremely crazy and just semi-crazy.
Then, okay, from here we get to one of the funniest parts of the movie.
I love this.
So Bear is laying there and he is terrified. And she's just like cuddled up next to him. Everything's good, right?
It seems that way.
He goes to just like roll over and Nikki just screams, "Stay!"
Stay!
That's screaming and it's like, oh no, he's stuck now.
Everyone just started laughing at just the position this guy is in.
And just how insane she is.
So the next morning, Bear gets up and he notices his hair looks a little different. And why, you might ask?
Well, Nikki gave him a little trim while he's sleeping.
Why not, right? Just cut his hair. My question is, where did this hair go?
She ate it. I don't know, yeah.
Because it doesn't come back. And okay, so after I watched it the second time, I'm like, dude, that hair has to be, there's a shrine later on. It has to be on it.
Oh, 100%, I'm sure.
It wasn't. I looked. I couldn't see it.
95%. You would have thought that's where it went, but yeah, who knows? Just the fact that she's cutting his hair in the middle of the night is terrifying.
It is. So Bear, he knows he's got to talk to her, right? Like, you gotta air some of this out.
I mean, it just can't keep going on this way. She seems to be getting worse.
Right. So Bear's like, "Hey, about last night, that was pretty terrifying." To which Nikki's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just had a bad dream and then she freezes. Just like all of a sudden stops in the middle of her sentence.
She just doesn't say anything?
She just stops right there. Then she goes, "How's this?" Plasters a giant smile on her face and just stares at him.
Oh my gosh, I loved the smile. This I thought was actually really funny. It was funny and creepy because she tries to smile and she keeps trying to make it better, but it looks so weird and off that it's really funny.
Yeah, and then when she asks Bear, like, "How's this?" After like staring at her for 10 seconds, he goes, "Not great."
Yeah. He's like, "I get what you're doing. It's not working."
So Bear just is like, "Hey, just promise me no more weird stuff. Like, don't watch me when I sleep and don't move weird."
It's crazy to me that he would even think that this is going to work, right? Like,
Obsession.
I know. Well, it goes both ways. Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. So Bear's smoothed it over as best he can. He thinks they're good enough to like, he can move on from this. So he's got to go to work. She's staying home today. The only problem is when he goes to walk out the door, it's covered with duct tape.
I love this too because he walks over the door. He doesn't even question it. He just slowly tries to open it until he has to yank it and the duct tape rips off and he gets out. He doesn't even talk to her about it.
No, in fact, she's like, "Oh, it looks like you might not be able to get out or something. Maybe you should just stay here."
She tried to trap him in there.
And he's like, nope, I'm good. And I will have to say, the use of duct tape wasn't great for locking someone in.
I had a hard time seeing it. Again, I thought the screen was really dark.
She spent way too much time on the center of the door, not much around the edges.
I feel like it would have been harder for him to open the door.
Well, again, she didn't have a ton on the outside. She really duct taped the middle of the door.
She's not in her right mind.
So Bear walks out the door and the camera pans inside and Nikki is left just standing there with this huge smile on her face. As the camera pans down, you notice she's pissing on the floor.
Yeah, which is disturbing because to me that read like she's stuck there. Like she's stuck in her body, right? I feel like the real Nikki, like the peeing was her almost terrified. I don't know if it was meant to be that way, but that's what I took from it.
Ooh, I like that touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's stuck inside just waiting for him.
Yeah.
Now,
let's go to lunch.
Let's go to lunch. And Bear, we didn't mention, Nikki packed him a nice little lunch, right? She's got a little lunch box, some little things in there just so he remembers her. So he opens up his lunchbox and there's 2 Polaroids. These are very interesting. First one says you, and this is a very strange shot. So this is a shot of Bear, but it looks like it's from above, and this is from like a Polaroid. To me, it almost looked like it was like a security cam at work that she took a picture of.
Oh, weird.
Super weird.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what it even was.
And there's a little heart drawn around him. It's really hard to see. You had to like kind of like slow it down.
It's creepy.
Now, there's that photo, and then there's a second photo that says not me, which has him laying next to Nikki.
Oh, wait. So is this the real Nikki?
Interesting. It may explain some things.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Okay, that's odd.
All right, we'll come back to that here in a second because there's something else that happens. But for now, Bear takes out a sandwich, starts eating, and he's talking to Sarah. So him and Sarah are hanging out, right?
Well, I'm going to be honest. As soon as he started eating the sandwich, I'm like, there's no way I would eat a sandwich this crazy girl made for me.
I thought kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, who knows what she's doing? She's out of her mind.
Yeah. Well, Bear has some things he wants to talk to Sarah about. And one of them is that Nikki apparently told her that him and her were just friends. You remember that whole thing?
Yeah, right.
So he confronts her about it, to which Sarah's like, hey, that happened like one time. It was like a nothing, like just a little conversation. Kind of plays it off. Then Sarah's dad comes over. She's got another letter. So the Sarah story, wants to be a tattoo artist. Apparently you have to go to college for that.
I don't know. I guess so.
So,
I mean, I don't think you have to. I guess she just wants to.
And I feel like if you want to be a tattoo artist, just start tattooing.
Yeah, just go to a shop and be an apprentice. But I don't know. Sure.
I don't know. Maybe she's going to art school and like that's going to hone her skills.
We'll go with that, Dan.
All right. So she gets rejected. Now she comes back to Bear and she kind of lays her head on his shoulder and he puts his head on hers. So you can tell there's a little bit of something here.
I mean, first of all, Bear's playing with absolute fire. He did that. I'm like, dude, you don't know if Nikki's around. Why are you doing that? But also, it's like, dude, I guess I get it from Bear's perspective. He's been through a lot and he is just going through it and he's just looking for something to latch onto right now.
Right. So they have their little moment. Then Sarah jumps up, snags the note off Bear's lunchbox that Nikki wrote to him. And on like the front of the note, it says like, my little food critic. That's because Bear had said he wants to be a food critic or something. It was like a joke kind of thing.
Hey, it's a cute little note from your girlfriend.
Right. Then she spots something else written on it, which says, what's the verdict on cat?
Immediately, I just started laughing. I'm like, no, she did not.
Well, Bear's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And Sarah's like, yeah, what's that even mean? Like, what is this? And then she shows him the note and it's written, what's the verdict, period, cat, question mark. And this part we're dying laughing.
Psycho B just fed him cat.
So Bear looks down at his sandwich, and in between those little slices of bread is some nice cat meat.
Dude, why did she do this?
Okay, so here's the thing. Did real Nikki do this, or was it fake Nikki?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That is interesting because we have seen she snaps in and out, but it's only for a brief amount of time. But maybe you could say real Nikki is trying to sabotage this thing.
Why would on the picture it say not me?
That would explain real Nikki doing that.
Right. I think real Nikki did this.
And maybe real Nikki also did the cat. What's the word?
Shrine?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think that was crazy Nikki.
Okay. So back to here. That is interesting. I didn't even think about it from that perspective because also I didn't even see what the picture said when I watched the movie. But that would make more sense because why on earth would the Nikki that was obsessed with him feed him his own cat?
Yeah, you wouldn't, right?
But it was such a great, shocking scene, and it was hilarious.
Cat meat.
Yeah, he ate it. Now the cat is part of him.
Yeah. Bear gets off shift when Ian asks him for a ride home. Now, I thought this was weird too, because all of a sudden Ian has a check engine light. He had to Uber to work. I thought there might be more going on, but I don't think there really is.
Well, yeah, and I thought maybe the car had something to do with Nikki, because Ian drove Nikki home that one time. I thought maybe she did something to him or threatened him and got his car. I don't think that played into it, but I thought maybe that was it.
No, basically on the ride home, Ian confronts Bear about how Nikki was having a mental breakdown, like her dad had cancer. She lied about that, but you're kind of pretending like everything's cool. To which Bear kind of like brushes it out of the way and changes the subject because he found out Ian's having a party and he didn't get invited.
You're getting the vibe that Ian thinks Bear is taking advantage of Nikki, which he actually absolutely is.
He is, yes.
Yeah.
That's true. That's accurate.
Yeah, 100%.
Eventually, Bear kind of wears him down and gets Ian to invite him to the party, but he's like, okay, you come, Nikki can't come. And I will tell Sarah she can't go because then that kind of justifies it. Guys' night out.
Which is funny because now I'm thinking, oh my God, how is he going to tell this girl? There's no way she's going to let him get away with this.
Dude, this movie does it so well. It's like, you're already nervous for him to bring this up.
Yeah, you're dreading him going home and talking to her.
Yeah, it's like, it's going to be a difficult situation.
Absolutely is.
Well, let's get there because Bear gets home. Now, before he even goes in, I love this part. He's sitting in the car and he's trying to figure out how he's going to explain not the party, but the fact that she can't feed him cat.
It's crazy that he thinks he can like teach her to be normal.
It's weird.
It is weird. It's like, bro, this is far gone. You got to get her help.
Yeah. Now, before he gets out of the car, he hears the One Wish Willow. It starts to play a little music, but it sounds like a little different. So he opens it up, takes out the box. And one thing you notice on the box, there is a picture of a cat on it.
Oh.
I think it's called a tabby cat or something. I don't know. Just interesting that the cat was pictured there.
Okay, just a nice little subliminal message.
Sure, it's something.
Or subliminal.
Yeah, it's bliminal. Well, he also notices a number to call. And at this point, he's like, you know what? Maybe I should look into some help here. So he dials up that number. By the way, I dialed this number. It doesn't work.
Oh.
But it did in the movie. Now, Bear gets through, but the guy who answers the phone is like the most nonchalant guy ever. Sounds like a total stoner and just, it's kind of like whatever, man.
I loved this, and I told you this is the director on the other line. I love the way he came through because, like you said, it's just so chill. Like, Bear will be like, man, things are going crazy. Like, how do I fix this? He's like, I don't know, man. Just figure it out. You'll get through it. Or, that's kind of the kind of vibe you get.
Now, the interesting part is like, at first the guy makes it seem like it's a possibility to cancel this.
I love this. Yeah, well, he's like, yeah, did you want to cancel your wish?
You'd like to cancel your wish?
No. It's okay to keep the. I just want to know if I can like alter it a little.
But here's where you see again the side of Bear because he doesn't initially want to cancel it. He wants to alter it.
That was hard to watch too. I'm like, this guy's giving you the option to cancel. Just cancel it, dude. This is bad.
Right, but he still wants that love. Anyways, he moves on to like some questions that he has. He wants to know if her love is real for him. Like, is this actually real? Does she feel this way? To which the dude's like, well, because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real.
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't know what you want me to say. Sure.
Yeah. So then Bear's like, okay, it doesn't sound real to me, so let's do the cancel option. Problem is, they don't really do that.
I loved it. He's like,
Then I would like to cancel.
You'd like to file a cancel request?
Yes.
We don't really do that.
You were just making it sound like I could put in a
I was
request.
just guessing your intention, man.
What the?
So he basically tells him, like, if you want it canceled, you kind of have to die, and then it'll go away.
well, I think he said too, he's like, well, why'd you tell me that was an option? He's like, I just wanted to know what you were wanting.
Yeah, he was like, I want to know your intentions.
Yeah.
Now, before they get off the line, Bear's like, okay, there's one thing I have to know. Every once in a while, she has these moments where she like snaps out of it and freaks out. What's that about? And the guy's like, oh, you want to just talk to her? And then through the phone, you can hear Nikki just screaming.
Do you want to talk to her?
Oh, I thought it was creepy. It felt to me like he's the devil and he has her soul. Like she's trapped with other souls at this, wherever this place is.
Right. Which made me go like, what is the structure we're operating in? Is this like witchcraft? Is it demons? Like he just heard her over the phone.
Well, that's the great part. It's all up to your interpretation. It is whatever you want to bring into it.
Yeah, because it's not explained.
No, but I thought that scene was really creepy. Simple and effective.
Well, Bear ends up hanging up the phone and decides, you know what, it's time to go into the house. And when he walks in, it's not good, guys. Nikki's standing there. It looks like she really hasn't even moved, but she has vomit on her chin. Her eyes are like black and sunken in. Her shirt's ripped. I mean, there's just things on the floor that aren't great.
Yeah, she is a complete disaster. I guess she hasn't moved. It almost looks like she got into a fight, but she is in rough shape.
Right. So Nikki's like, oh, I'm disgusting. I'll take a shower. I'll take a shower. So she runs in to take a shower and Bear yells through the door. He's like, hey, just to let you know, there's a boys' night tonight at Ian's. As soon as he does, shower shuts off.
Yeah, there's like a loud noise from the bathroom. Clearly, she's not happy with this.
Yeah, she starts screaming, like just screaming. And they make it so freaking loud. And then Nikki's like, hey, I talked to Sarah and Sarah said she's going. To which Bear totally folds. He's like, okay, you can come. Yeah. We're good. I'm sorry I even said that. You can come.
I mean, her reaction is so over the top. You kind of can't argue with her because you don't know. I guess you really feel like she's going to do something bad.
Yeah, it's, I mean, this whole thing, because we're going to go over to the house party. The whole time you're just like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen?
Well, can we get to it?
Let's get to it because it's great.
All right, so let's go to the house party.
So, Ian, I got to be honest, this is a nice house party.
I love the vibes. I love the bar vibe. I like the house party vibe. Seemed like a cool party to be a part of.
Yeah, lounging, everyone's chill. Just seemed like a good time.
Yeah, just having some drinks, playing some Jenga Truth or Dare or something.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. It's a giant Jenga set, the big ones. But on the blocks, it's like a truth or dare, but I think it's just like truths. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's dares in there too. Yeah, there's both.
So the best part is Bear and Nikki walk in, and yeah, the whole time you're like, how long is this going to last before something goes off the rails? Because Nikki is clearly not herself, and everyone knows the old Nikki. Like, there's no way this is going to work.
Right, and the best part of this whole, I mean, one of the best parts is just looking at other people's faces, reacting to what's going on.
Yeah, you see them kind of watching her, and it's like, uh-oh, something's a little weird here. And just the awkwardness of these two people coming in, no one likes that they're together. It just doesn't seem right.
Well, it all starts when the first guy takes his little Jenga block, and it's like his dares to like switch seats, or he has to switch seats with somebody. So he looks at Bear. He's like, oh, Bear, I'll switch you seats. I'll sit next to Nikki. And Bear's like, okay. So he gets up and Nikki, she, it's Nikki. Like, oh, don't go. Like, she's like very clingy with this whole thing. Doesn't want him to leave, right?
Clingy and desperate right off the bat.
To which another dude is like, whoa, hey, Bear, what kind of spell did you put on her?
And they just kind of laugh. It's like, oh, God.
Well, they start laughing, but Nikki doesn't overlaugh. And she is just laughing her head off. Everyone stops, and she's still laughing.
Jeez, what kind of spell did you put on her?
Everyone's just staring like, oh, God, are you really under a spell?
Well, the best part, too, is they pan to Ian, who's just staring daggers at Bear. Like, what have you done?
Yeah, he knows Bear has done something bad.
Now we get to Nikki's turn to pull a block. And she grabs the block, pulls it out, reads it, but doesn't say what it is. Then she stands up and starts telling one of the most disturbing Hansel and Gretel stories I've ever heard.
This was so great. Because, yeah, you're wondering, what did the block say? And quickly you realize, I don't think it matters what the block said.
So she starts reading her story, and I'm kind of summarizing it, but this is how it goes down. Hansel's checking out Gretel's tits.
Okay.
Not good. Again, Hansel and Gretel are brother and sister.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. And then she says, come lie with me like the old woman taught us.
Oh, God, this story's dark.
Yeah. And by the way, while she's doing this, she's doing the accents and stuff. Like, she's getting into character.
Yeah. Again, in front of everyone sitting around this table.
Right. She goes, I'm more than your wife. I am your sister. Hansel tries to leave, but Gretel knows he wouldn't leave. He would relent and be inside her, like he had done many a night before. And if not, Gretel would fillet his meaty forearm, roll it up like a stick of licorice, and insert the flesh between her legs.
Dude, I mean, the story is disturbing on its own, but when she said that part, I mean, the visuals, like, what the heck?
But she wasn't done yet. She goes, Hansel is her soul, the love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
Oh, shots fired.
Okay, so obviously she says this, sits down, everybody's like shell-shocked, like, what the F?
I love it because it was such a fun moment. And then it's just awkward, as you can imagine. Everyone's just looking at her like, what just happened?
Yeah, and she just looks, she's like, oh, it's a new book I'm working on.
Like, what on earth? Could you imagine?
Okay, can we break this down a little?
Okay.
So we talked, this Hansel and Gretel story. You hear it and you're kind of like, that was freaking weird. But is there more to it?
I think you know more. Sure.
Well, this is just off the dome.
Oh, okay.
It seems to be very similar to things that are going on. For one, Nikki thought of Bear as her brother, didn't she?
Yeah.
Per Sarah. If you're buying that story and you're going on the route that Nikki really wasn't into Bear, she thought of him as a brother.
Okay.
That's her real feelings about him, right?
Interesting. That would make sense. Sure.
So now we have a brother and sister hooking up, and it seems like Gretel is almost obsessed with Hansel and mentions that like Hansel will resist, but he will be inside her. I feel like we've already kind of seen that happen.
I think we saw it happen a couple times.
And then, I mean, come on, she said a willow tree. Like,
so she's kind of explaining their story. That's interesting. I didn't even catch that connection. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was deep, Dan.
No, thank you.
Expert review here.
All right, so her turn's over. Let's get to Bear's turn. He pulls a block and it says, kiss the person on your left.
I feel like the theater's like, oh no.
Well, because you know who's sitting next to him on his left?
Sarah.
Sarah is sitting there. Now, this is great.
Well, because you're there like, there's no way she's going to let this happen.
No. So as soon as Nikki hears this, she stands up and then she puts on the biggest frown I've ever seen. But it's almost like a cute, sad frown.
It's like a child pretending to be sad. It is a deep frown. And you're like, what the heck?
Yeah. And she just stares at Sarah and she lingers in these positions where she just stands there for a little too long.
Well, and it's just funny because you're watching everyone look at her and it is hilarious. It's like, what is she doing?
Then she slowly walks over to Sarah's chair, stands behind it again, lingers a little too long, and then pulls the chair backwards, gets on her knees, puckers up, and man, I just looking, I mean, he kissed her, but like looking around the room, everybody was just like, what the F, you know?
Because not only the sad face was really weird, moving Sarah, obviously this is a party, weird move to do. And then the pucker, she sticks her lips out. It's not like a normal kiss. It's like an exaggerated pucker. It is just disturbing.
Yes. Well, Nikki's not done because then she says this to Bear. Nobody on this earth will comprehend what it feels like to love someone how much I love you.
Wow. That's a lot.
That is a lot, but she's not done because now she stands up and addresses the room. And she does this by screaming this. And everyone in this room will die never feeling the strength of connection I have felt with my bear.
This room is just dead silent.
Dead and silent, just looking into their faces. And then she goes, just kidding.
Wow. And you're like, okay, so she flipped back to normal version, right?
Yeah.
And she's trying to sell that this was all a joke. And I'm thinking, there's no way people are going to buy this.
And they're not buying it. And then she's like, fine, I'm not joking. Deal with it.
I love the flip back. She's like, I tried it. Didn't work. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, this is all real.
Yeah.
So she reaches over, starts caressing Bear's hair. All of a sudden, snaps right out of it. So she's back to original Nikki, starts screaming. The faces that she makes are just like terrified looking.
It's like she's seeing a monster or something.
Right. And she falls like across the room and then she yells, it's coming, and grabs a bottle, starts smashing it on the table and stabbing herself in the head.
Oh, now I kind of get why she did that. She's trying to kill herself.
Right.
Before it gets back.
Right.
Oh, that's so creepy. Gives me chills.
Yeah.
That was good. I'll tell you what, that snapping in and out is so effective and so weird and creepy.
So I guess we can say the party didn't go well.
No, not at all.
Now Bear's driving Nikki home where she's bleeding from her forehead. So he's got to take her to the emergency room. Now I've seen people speculate on what happened here. I don't think it's that like complicated. I watched the scene. It appears like he pulls into the emergency room. A nurse comes out Doesn't look like Nikki wants to go. You can't just steal someone out of the car. So the nurse walks back. When she walks back, Nikki gets out and starts dancing.
Oh, weird. It was hard for me to see. Again, it was so freaking dark. But yeah, I just took it as she never went in.
Yeah, I don't think she ever went in. I think she just didn't want to go in.
Because, yeah, if she went in, you would have seen some, like, addressing of the wounds, but they weren't. I think she got cleaned up, but, yeah, there was no medical stuff on her.
Right. I don't think she ever went in. I think she just didn't want to go, and she can't leave Bear's side. They end up going back to the house, and Bear is not in a great place. He wants to go to the bathroom, and, of course, Nikki's like, well, can I just stand outside? It's not good.
It's so creepy.
He confronts her about what she did, and then Nikki's like, well, okay, but you and Sarah have a thing going on. So that's already planted, right?
Well, yeah, we kind of saw that earlier. Yeah. Which is kind of funny because it's like, in hindsight, Sarah is the good girl for him, but he wanted the girl he shouldn't have been going after.
That is a thing.
Reap what you sow.
Now Bear decides, you know what? Let's get to the bottom of this. Nikki, do you even like me? And of course, this Nikki's like, yeah, I'm your freaky. I couldn't tell if she said I'm your freaky Nikki or if she said freaky.
Well, I thought it was freaky. Kind of a call back to what he called her earlier, which he knows she doesn't like.
Right, which is weird. And he's like, hey, can you just be freaking normal? Just be Nikki. And freaky Nikki screams at the top of her lungs, I can't be Nikki.
It is still crazy that he's trying to reason with her to get her to be normal. It's like, bro, there's no way this girl is going back to being normal.
No. But Bear realizes at this point, like, none of this is actually real. Like, he made this happen. But Nikki tells him she loves him, and he's like, I love you too. As soon as he does this, she stands up and starts walking backwards, but in like a slow motion way.
Oh, it's scary. That was such a freaking weird walk.
Right. And she comes to a complete stop in the doorway, and now she's blacked out.
Yeah, you know what I feel like? That's a possession style walk. And I think that is what we're seeing. She is possessed by something. Something else is acting like Nikki.
Right. Well, Bear is terrified. He's like on the floor against the wall, and he's like, I'm scared. And she's like, don't be scared. I would never hurt you. And then she does this fake run towards him where it's like a little fake out.
Yeah, she just had to check him real quick.
And I'm like, was that real Nikki doing that? Like, what was that?
You can't justify her behavior. She's all over the place. All I know is I would be out of that house. There's no way I'm staying with someone like this.
Well, Bear thought that because he's like, hey, why don't you go to bed? I'll go over to her friends and come over in the morning. To which Nikki's like, okay. But I mean, if that happens, I'm basically going to, she just said she's going to kill herself. Like, she describes how she's going to feel, basically saying she's going to die.
Yeah, so she's kind of trapping him, which I do find funny. There's a lot of this where Nikki is actually trapped in her body. We see this. But Bear also, in a lot of ways, is trapped in this as well.
Yeah. Double trap.
Deep thoughts.
So after all this, this is tense. This is some tense scenes. Then she goes, or you could just stay, you know? Like, she flips that so quick. Anyways, Bear ends up staying the night. But then at about 2:42 in the morning, he gets a message from Sarah. Now, Sarah is at the park, and she really needs to talk to him about something. And she tells him, like, if you don't come, I'm going to just come over there.
Which is not an option. You can't have Nikki and Sarah in the same house. We know this.
This will not go well. None of this will go well. Also, it's 2 a.m. Why are we really meeting at a park? It must be something extremely important.
Yeah, this is the only scene where I'm just kind of like, I don't know about this. It seemed, I think I told you afterwards, it kind of felt like a dream. This doesn't seem like something people would really do. Because once they even get in the car, we're going to break it down. But it doesn't seem like Sarah had this urgency where they had to meet up right then.
No.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, let's just hang out for a little bit.
Right. Well, Bear ends up trying to sneak out of bed, but before he can leave, he hears Nikki, and she says, Bear, kill me, please.
Oh, it's creepy. So this is when you realize, oh, shoot, the real Nikki is trapped. Like, you knew it, but she's kind of coming out.
She is coming out. She even says, shh, be quiet because she's sleeping. We don't want to wake her up.
Oh, terrifying.
Now, you would think Bear hearing Nikki's voice, this would have like a profound effect on him. But in reality, he just is more concerned about himself. And he goes, what's so bad about being with me? To which Nikki's like, the real Nikki, well, I've never been with you.
Oh, which is creepy, but we already kind of knew it. And it just shows you who this Bear guy is. He's just so pathetic and just not a good person.
No,
Just
'cause
selfish.
He just leaves her.
Yeah, but what do you really do, you know?
It's a tough spot.
I mean,
It's
I'm
a
not
tough
staying
spot.
with her.
Yeah. Bear ends up going to the park, finds Sarah, gets in the car with her. They're just kind of chilling in the front seat. And he kind of covers for Nikki. He's like, yeah, all this weird stuff. It's just her dad. He's going through cancer, all that stuff.
I don't know why he's still putting this front up as if no one knows what's going on. Like what she just did at the party was insane.
Right. Well, Sarah is more concerned about Bear, and she thinks that like Nikki's taking advantage of Bear.
Interesting. I guess you could, but she doesn't know really what's going on, right? She only saw what happened at the party. You could see maybe she is just acting out, just trapping Bear with her.
Sure, we'll go with that. Now we get to the reason she called him, and it's because she got the last letter from the college she applied to for tattooing.
Yeah. Yeah, and they wanted to share this moment together.
Which again, 2 a.m, tough sell.
Yeah.
Sarah wants him to open this letter, but before he opens it, Sarah has some things to tell him. Oh, this is actually where I think the Ian Nikki stuff comes in.
Yeah.
She finally tells him they were hooking up, but it was like super casual. And Ian thinks that dating Bear is just a way she's getting back at Ian.
Okay, so now, like we already said, a lot of Ian's actions kind of make a little more sense. Even the relationships, it all kind of comes together.
Yeah, so Ian is kind of a dick, right?
Yes, because he kind of was encouraging Bear. In fact, I wouldn't say kind of. He was encouraging Bear to go after Nikki, but Nikki was hooking up with him. But it was casual, so I guess you could think like maybe.
No, it's never casual. Come on.
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
He gave him bad dating, like telling her to call her Freaky Nikki, and then telling her, like really putting him off on even making the move.
Yeah, not a good friend. I mean, yeah, just to be hooking up with her, not tell your friend is weird, especially when you know he's into her.
And then it kind of comes off of like a lot of the stuff he's been doing is kind of like a jealous thing.
Yeah, I can see
whatever.
that.
Sarah ends up kind of convincing him that, you know what, he shouldn't be with someone like Nikki. He should really be with someone a little more chill, kind of like her.
Yeah, and you start to see they're actually good for each other.
And to be honest, for the first time in a while, we see Bear is like kind of laughing and he's enjoying this.
Well, first of all, there's a little bit less tension. It's finally a moment where you can just relax and see a nice relationship. I enjoyed the moment for while it lasted.
Well, the problem is when you're looking at Sarah, the framing of that shot just had way too much window in it.
Way too much window. And it wasn't, you couldn't see out of it clear enough. So you knew something was coming through that thing.
And well, that something would be Nikki, because she full on sprints at that window like a linebacker, hits it, bursts out the window, grabs the back of Sarah's head and starts smashing it. Now you may be wondering, oh, she's smashing it into the steering wheel?
I thought so, but then it looked like maybe there was a brick involved.
She brought her a brick, put it in front of the steering wheel, and is smashing her face into the brick.
You're supposed to kiss me.
And dude, this went straight like Terrifier type gore, where her face gets completely smashed in.
Yeah, it is destroyed to where, I don't know if we're looking at skull or what the heck we're seeing. But I gotta say, this moment actually made me jump. I was embarrassed in the theater. I jumped hard on this one. I knew it was going to happen too, which makes it even more impressive from my point of view. Because I knew, like you said, we're looking at that window. You know this is a soft scene. You know Nikki's not going to let him leave the house. You know, you just knew she was going to come back around. And man, when she just destroyed Sarah like this and jumping through that window, it was crazy. I guess her hands jumped through, but not her body. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a gruesome scene. And just like, you know, at this point, you're like, oh, this is not going to have a good ending.
Oh, this is the beginning of the end.
Right.
We have just murdered someone. Also, Bear, while this is happening, didn't try to stop it. He's just staring.
Yeah, he was like in total shock, just like back against the window.
Yeah, you'd think a normal person would try to stop this situation from happening. It did happen pretty quick, but
it was fast.
He could have stopped it, but so he's got like blood all over him from his Sarah getting destroyed.
Well, he doesn't help himself from here on out, because now Nikki explains they got to clean this up, and Bear goes along with it, and they stick Sarah in the back of the car. I don't know where they go. I'm going to be honest. I watched the scene. It looks like maybe they went back to their work.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure either.
Either way, it's not the house, because at some point, like she's doing the work. Like Nikki's doing whatever needs to be done. Bear's like just shell-shocked sitting at this like table, and it looks like a break room. And then she goes, baby, why don't you go home? I'll take it from here. So there's nothing really else about this, that they were somewhere else.
Yeah, alls we know is she's going to handle the body, and Bear's in a pretty tough situation now.
She may have gotten into a safe if they were at the work at this point.
Oh, which would make sense. That's probably where they were. Who knows?
Right. So Bear drives home. He opens up Sarah's acceptance letter. Don't know why, but he did. And Sarah got into the college, so congrats.
Yeah, that sucks, but congratulations.
Now we cut back over to the crystal shop, and Bear walks in covered in blood.
Again, just been through something traumatic. He's looking for some answers.
And not answers even. I mean, he is looking for answers, but he also just wants those One Wish Willows because he's got to try something to fix this. The problem is they're not on the shelf. And that's when he meets Harry. Now, Harry is the new employee we meet at the shop. And Bear starts freaking out and he's like, hey, where are these One Wish Willows? They were right over here. And Harry's like, One Wish what?
Yeah, so it's really funny what they do here because you think like, oh, this is a different shop now, right? Like it's the same spot, but there was something magical about the first time he went there. Now it's back to a normal place of business, right?
Right. Like there never was One Wish Willows or something.
Yeah, like this guy doesn't seem to even know what he's talking about.
But then he flips and he's like, okay, hold on a second. First of all, don't come in here with this kind of energy. It's like way too early to be doing that.
Again, I love their vibes. They're just like, hey, you got to chill, man.
Yeah, I know you're covered with blood. Obviously a lot's going on, but you just can't bring that in here. You know? And then he's like, second of all, I'm messing with you, dude. They're right here. We just moved them. So there's like 3 One Wish Willows left.
So it's a fun little fake out. It still is the store. The One Wish Willows still are magical and everyone knows about them here.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Now Bear tries to blame Harry. He's like, why did you guys do this to me? How could you ever sell this? And Harry's like, whoa, dude. Like the box is like full of warnings. Like, did you not read them?
Yeah, it's like, hey, we warned you about it. It says all over the box they're real. Why are you coming in here at me like this?
Yeah. So then Harry's like, here, dude, like, I don't know, man. Maybe someone else can make a wish for you. I used my wish, so I can't do it. Or you could just like die or like kill yourself. Like, I don't know. Those are your options.
It's just so funny because it's such an extreme situation he's in. But they come at it with the most chill attitude the whole time, which is just a funny thing to watch.
It's a nice place to be in. It's like our little safe room. It's like Resident Evil. You know, you go in your safe room and you kind of relax.
Yeah, nothing can get you in there.
That's kind of the shop. It just brings like chill vibes for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what they're all about.
Well, Bear gets 3 One Wish Willows, goes to the car, immediately tries to wish for Nikki to love him only as a friend. Goes to break it, but it won't break.
Yeah, and which is what we know. You can't make another wish. So yeah, he tries to snap that thing and bend it and it won't do anything.
Yeah, so he goes to his backup plan. He drives over to Ian's house, and as soon as he walks into the door, Ian's like, dude, what is going on? Sarah keeps texting me. She wants me to come over.
Which is funny because this psycho girl, you know she's going to try to kill him, right?
Oh, the plot is going. She's got to fix this, and it's hilarious. Now, I did like this part, too, because Bear is in a complete manic state. Like, he's bouncing off the walls, and when he hears this, he's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go take care of this. And he goes to like run out the door, but then he realizes, wait, I gotta fix this other thing first. Yeah. So he comes back in with Ian, and Bear just opens up about these One Wish Willow sticks, tells him like kind of what's going on with it. And he's like, here, dude, Ian, you just gotta like do a wish for me to fix this whole thing. You gotta unwish my wish. And then he's even like, and after that, dude, you can be with Nikki. Like,
yeah, he's like, I'm over it. I made some mistakes. Just do this for me and just be very, very specific about what you say when you make the wish. He keeps trying to reiterate, like, this isn't a joke. It's real. Do the wish, do it very clearly, and all will be good.
Yeah, and Ian, though, because you got to realize, Ian didn't know that he even knew about him and Nikki till now. And he actually comes off like a little defensive here to where he's like, oh, you think it's all about that or whatever? And Bear's just like, no. I don't care about that. Doesn't matter. He pulls out the stick and hands it over to Ian. And Ian's just moving too fast. Like he grabs the box, rips it out. And he's like, whoa.
yeah, Bear's panicking. He's like, you got to take time with this thing.
Yeah, you got to take your time. To which Ian just ignores him and goes, man, I wish for $1 billion. Snap.
Stop. Okay, I need you to say, I wish for $1 billion.
Money starts falling from the ceiling and poor Bear's dreams are crushed. Which is funny though, because like you said earlier, it wouldn't have mattered. That wish never would have gone through.
It couldn't have.
Yeah, it breaks the rules.
It actually might snap Nikki out of it.
Okay, so
but the people are dead.
Yeah, so you still have a big problem. Okay.
Bear ends up heading home, and as soon as he walks in the door, he finds Nikki's made him a new little shrine.
And you just knew, you're just dreading. As soon as you walk in that door, you're just thinking one, we're getting near the end of the movie, and you know Nikki's been up to no good.
No. Bear pulls out the last Wishing Willow stick. So I thought he got 3.
Well, are you going to say what the shrine is?
Well, what do you mean? What is it?
Well, what was it?
It was just a shrine. I don't know. It had his picture and stuff.
No, you're not talking about what's sitting in the chair.
No. That's different.
Okay.
But I thought he grabbed 3 Wishing Willows. Am I missing one?
Oh, I didn't know he grabbed 3.
Maybe it was just 2. Whatever. Bear's whole plan at this point is to have Nikki do the last wish for him because she's obviously will like do whatever he says. He thinks he can get her to unwish the wish.
See, but that's where I'd argue. I don't know that she really does whatever he says.
Right.
I don't know that you could control anything she does. So in my mind, I'm like, there's no way Nikki's going to make the wish.
It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, tough sell.
So he walks past the shrine and then he notices somebody tied up in the living room, and it just happens to be Sarah's naked body.
Oh, so it was hard to see. It was her body. So Nikki didn't get rid of it. She just kept it in the house.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like, I'm pretty sure they weren't at the house. So it's almost like wherever they dropped her off, she did something and then brought her back home.
Yeah, so who knows what she was up to?
Well, I know some things because that's when Nikki walks in. And did you notice the transformation?
She looks like Sarah, right?
Well, she comes in chain smoking a cigarette. Sarah smoked.
Okay.
She all of a sudden has a lot of new tattoos.
See, when I watched it, I noticed the tattoos, but I didn't make this connection. I watched a review before I came over here, or just like a little snippet of like what you missed, and they talked about this part. It made sense. I didn't catch it.
Okay, now someone, I had watched a video too where someone said her hairstyle, like I heard that she shaved off the other girl's hair and they've switched hair. I don't know. To me, it looked like her normal hair. They just tried to like style it a little more Sarah-ish.
She's crazy. She's clearly trying to look like Sarah, so he'll like her more, which is an insane thing to do.
No, the insane keeps going because she immediately smashes her face again, just like one little hit with it. Bear is like taken aback. He falls onto the couch. Next thing you know, Nikki's in his face and she got a gun.
This is a big problem. Crazy girl with a gun.
And she's screaming in his face about how she's going to kill herself.
Yeah, the tension has amped up to max now.
And that's when Ian walks in, bullet straight to the head.
Boom, Ian's down and dead.
There was not much more to it. So Nikki just killed Ian, and now she talks about where she's going to stick that barrel. And I'm just going to say it's in places it shouldn't go.
Yeah, she gets very graphic and it is brutal.
Well, then she throws up on Bear too. She just like projectile vomits on him.
Concerning. She's losing it.
So at this point, Bear just grabs her. They sit on the couch. They cuddle and he's like, I love you. I'm going to fix this. By fix this, he's going to go into the bathroom and he took the gun with him, lock the door, and he gets ready to do what he's got to do. The problem, it's Bear. He can't do it.
Yeah, typical with this guy. Can never commit, can never make a decision. He's trying to off himself. And that was brutal to watch because he's kind of trying, you could see him like grab his head, trying to figure out the best way to do it. It was just an intense, brutal scene. But yeah, he didn't go through.
So instead, he goes to the medicine cabinet and grabs that bottle of oxys. Now, you may be thinking, okay, Bear, he's finally doing the right thing. He's going to like set this spell free. He's going to like take himself out this way, right?
Yeah, the only problem is, even at this point, I'm thinking, man, even if this works, poor Nikki is in a bad situation.
Right.
You've kind of ruined her. Well, no, you have ruined her life.
She's got a lot to account for.
Yeah, I think she's going to be in prison, but at least she's alive.
We'll talk about that in a minute. For now, Bear takes a handful, or actually, he just takes the bottle to the head, just like swallows all the pills, sits there for a second, and then, in typical Bear fashion, decides, you know what, I can't do this either, and tries to start making himself throw up.
This dude is so pathetic. Just when he's finally going to do the right thing, he bells out again.
But that's when we hear the Willow music.
This made me laugh because I'm like, oh no.
And then a snap. All of a sudden, Bear's demeanor totally changes. He's all of a sudden happy. He stands up, walks out of the bathroom. Him and Nikki look at each other. And I mean, there's nothing but love.
It is so funny when you see these two crazy people who have this wish put on them, kissing and hugging. It's just like, oh my God, just two insane people.
So if you haven't put it together, what happened here? While he was in the bathroom, about to take himself, he did take all those pills. He was about to throw them up, but Nikki decided she was going to use the wish and make him obsessed with her.
Just an insane moment.
Which, poor timing, because right when she did it, he would have been alive still had she not made that wish.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. If she would have done it a few seconds later after he threw up the pills, he would have been alive. But no, those pills are still in his system.
Right. So they go to the couch, they're cuddling, and then, Bear dies.
Gone.
And as soon as he does, Nikki starts freaking out, is about ready to do some things she shouldn't with that weapon that she has.
Yes.
And then, boom, snaps out of it.
And she wakes up to a room of horrors. Lots of people. I mean, yeah, 3 people dead in the room.
Yeah, all her friends are now dead. Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's it, guys.
God, what an intense ride we just went on.
All right, before we get to the final, our final rating and some of the trivia, we got to go through some things here, okay? There's some little trivia things. And I got to go over those photo booth pictures and some other little things, right?
All right, let's go.
Michael Johnston, who was Bear, he actually came up with the idea of throwing up the pills. Originally, he was just going to take them, and that was it.
Take him, and then she snaps, or then she makes the wish, and then they're together, and he dies.
Right.
I like this better because it fits the character.
And that's what he thought, too. I thought that was a great touch.
Absolutely, I agree.
All right, the photo booth pictures. So, it is said that they explain the whole movie. And they kind of do. I'm going to be honest. Some of it's interpretation.
All right,
but they do definitely have some signs. First picture is of Bear and Nikki. And in that one, she's distorted, hard to even see what she looks like. But Bear is kind of like staring at her. I took it that's the obsession phase, you know?
Okay, that makes sense.
She's not really herself, but whatever. Second picture, Nikki is unhappy, flipping off the camera, but Bear's still smiling. Almost kind of felt like the real Nikki in there.
Yeah, so this would be the stage of Bear got what he wanted, Nikki's obsessed with him, but Nikki's not happy.
Yeah, this doesn't really necessarily go straight in order, you know what I mean? But I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I'm just listening here.
Third photo, Bear's not happy, but now Nikki is hugging Ian, and both of them are happy. So that's just showing the Nikki-Ian relationship.
Okay.
The fourth photo, this is really the big one. Sarah's laying down in the front, and Ian has X's on his eyes.
Oh, why were there X's on his eyes?
See, that's a good question, because then I started wondering about that later. So what people are saying about it, obviously Sarah's laying down, signifying she's going to die. He's got X's on his eyes. You don't have to explain that.
It's pretty clear, yeah.
But the thing is, this was the beginning of the movie. Why did Bear, he was the one who had to have put X's on Ian's eyes.
Oh, so it looked like he actually did that with a pen or something?
Right, like a permanent marker.
Oh, so you're thinking maybe he knew about Ian.
He may have known about Ian all along.
Interesting. I like the little hidden lore there.
Yeah, it's something.
Or I guess it's really more of a theory, but yeah. Interesting.
Right. Now, the big question, was Nikki into Bear?
Well, it's arguable. I feel like she kind of was.
Yeah, we can hit this, but we already talked a lot about it. But we'll go through. So you think she was into Bear?
I got the vibe she liked him, yeah.
See, dude, here's the thing. I originally thought that. I thought she liked him. That whole thing with Sarah, her filling out if he liked Sarah was her trying to get a fill on him. And when she came back to the car, she just wanted to hear him say it. But after watching the movie and going through that Hansel and Gretel scene.
Well, yeah, but that's also after he hooked up with her when she's not really in her own body. Right. So she might have been a little pissed off at that point.
But it does seem to play into the whole part of she thought of him as a brother, because that whole story is about a brother and her sister hooking up.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Could be looking more into it. So now I'm kind of leaned into, you know what? I don't think she did like him.
Okay. I could go both ways. I don't really care, to be honest, Dan. I mean, yeah, either way.
You know what? This next part, was Bear a good guy?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, let's just go through the things he did. Neglected his cat, it died.
Yeah, left the pills out.
So he stuck it in a garbage can, this cat he loved. I mean, I get it. It's pets. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but it just seemed very cold.
Well, I thought you should bury it or maybe cremate it, put it in a little urn or something.
He was very obsessed with Nikki. Instead of asking her out or just, manning up a little bit, resorted to magic.
Yeah, that's questionable decisions.
And then what he did with Nikki, knowing the state she was in, Not good.
Absolutely not good.
I mean, really, the like key point of that is when he was on the phone with the dude from the box when he's calling the number, and he still didn't want to end the spell. And to be honest, I don't think he really cared about Nikki. It was more about how he felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we saw that. He's very selfish. Absolutely.
He pretty much got Sarah killed. I mean, kind of. Either way, he participated in hiding her body. So,
and he didn't even try to stop the assault. So that's bad.
Now, the last question I had here, I've seen people ask, what happened with Nikki? Like, did she get the $1 billion and live happily ever after?
God, no.
Well, because remember, Ian has all that money.
Yeah, but she's at a murder scene.
Yeah, nothing good happened.
No, she's got to go to jail.
Yeah, she's definitely going to jail. There's no good ending.
Oh, yeah, she already used her wish, too. So I was going to say, unless she gets the wish thing, and maybe you could wish that you don't go to jail.
You can try that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to our final rating. Darren, what you got for Obsession?
Oh, man. All right. I've kind of shifted my score a little bit since we last talked after the movie theater. Like I said before, man, I just love this movie. I thought they did such a great job building that tension and just keeping it throughout the movie. You never knew what this girl was doing. And then when she would have these little scenes where she'd flip out and then flip back, I just thought it was so much fun. And I love the way they mixed the humor into it as well. Acting was great. Cinematography was great. And you know what I like most about this movie, Daniel? Is after we left the theater, I had to call you and I even called my wife. And initially, though, I was like, I don't want to watch this again. It was a lot. But the more I started talking about it and thinking about the way the movie went, I liked it more. And I'm like, dude, I told my wife, I'm like, I want you to watch this. I want to see how you feel watching the movie.
That's a good point.
So let's get to it. I'm going to drop a 9.1.
Wow, that's really funny.
Because I initially said it was an 8 and we talked about it. I'm like, I don't think I can give this thing a 9 because I don't know. It just was a lot to go through. But the more I thought about it and kind of marinated on it, even doing the review, this has been a blast talking about the whole movie. It's great. I'd watch it again. I want other people to watch it. I want to hear what they think.
Yeah, I totally actually agree with all your points pretty much.
Oh, that's a first. Thank you.
And I mean, I'll be honest, I came into this movie and I don't even really want to like it. I'm like, oh, this sounds like a lame kind of relationship type movie.
Yeah, too soft.
But dude, the way they took the Obsession to the next level, and again, it's all that, the old story, be careful what you wish for. You know, and we got to see what happens if someone's actually obsessed with you.
Yeah, not good.
You don't want it. Yeah. I absolutely loved the crystal shop, all the employees. I loved the director who was the one on the phone call.
He just had a small part, but it was fun.
They did such a good job mixing the just pure torment and anxiety with like humor and awkwardness that it's a good combination of a movie. There were some things in the plot where, like I said, Sarah going to the park, that was weird. Like, I don't know. I just didn't buy that they'd go out there at 2 a.m, especially at that stage of the relationship.
Yeah. And I didn't even feel like Nikki would let him leave the house. She was far gone. At that point.
She let him leave, but she wasn't far behind.
Yeah, maybe that was her plan.
Anyways, the whole thing, the dark humor of it, the whole thing was fun to watch. I was into it the entire time. I never got bored. Didn't feel like I wanted to like end the movie early or something, you know? So overall, I had a blast watching it. Rewatchability, I said the same thing. When we were done, I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to watch it again. Well, I did watch it again, and it was just as good. In fact, I saw other little things. Obviously, you guys probably can tell, I got a little into the relationships.
Got a little obsessed, I think.
And then like trying to figure out if Nikki was into him and trying to dissect those little moments. And then you add those weird connections where there's the Nikki with Ian, and then there's Sarah who likes Bear. Like trying to figure out like how much of that played into. Were people lying about things? What were the motives? Yeah, I don't know. It sent me down a web and I enjoyed all of it. And originally I said, I think I was going to give it like an 8.1.
Yeah.
I actually went with a 9.1 too.
Dang, double scored it. We matched. That hasn't happened in a long time.
Guys, I'm going to be honest. It's like everyone's loving this movie. I didn't want to love it too, but I did love it.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, there's so many layers to it. You're just watching Bear making these stupid decisions and you initially start the movie liking him, even though he's kind of pathetic in a lot of ways. But then you slowly turn to like, oh no, he's kind of the bad one in this, right? And then you start feeling bad for Nikki the whole time. But the real Nikki's good trapped in there and you're just kind of feeling for her like, oh man, this poor girl. But the bad Nikki, the demon Nikki is just doing these insane things. And it's just so much tension. I mean, I think my favorite part was the house party.
Oh, the house party was fun.
Watching other people watch what she's doing was so funny to see.
It was almost like we got to see people like us watching it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, you know what? It was like they were the audience, like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we've been dealing with it. It's crazy.
Great movie. If you haven't watched it, recommend you do.
It is kind of funny. I have seen like some takes that are like the real villain of the movie. And it'll be like, it's Bear.
Well,
it's
yeah.
like, obviously.
Yeah, of course. He did all this.
Yeah, Bear's like terrible.
Yeah, he let it go on way too long too.
I mean,
And he hooked up with her while she was possessed. That's a no-go.
yeah, we don't even need to get any further. I would say Bear's obviously the villain. There's whatever spirit entity that is within
Nikki?
Nikki. And then he's kind of a villain too.
In a little bit of a way, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Not a good guy.
Anyways, let's get to some survival rules and then on to trivia. So, I mean, come on, survival rules, guys. When you make a wish, you got to be clear. You guys, we've all heard the genie rules, all that stuff. Do some research, be very clear, and think of every way you could get screwed over.
Yeah, maybe you just don't need to make a wish. Just try the normal way of just talking to a girl. That works.
Yeah, you could just do that too.
Or it won't, and that's the way it is.
Yeah. Maybe it's just meant not to be.
Yeah, not meant
Not
to
meant
be.
to be.
Yeah.
Right? All right, let's move to some trivia. Shockingly, this movie was shot for under $1 million and was picked up by Focus Features for distribution for $15 million after a bidding war. Several distributors wanted it, including A24 and Neon.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe they made it under $1 million.
This does feel very A24-ish.
Yeah, and you could see why after watching this movie, everyone wants Barker on their films. He's kind of the hot dude right now.
Yeah, he did well.
He did really good.
The music store scenes were shot at the same music store as Wayne's World.
Oh, man, I loved Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, party time.
Excellent.
There's one in there. The entire film of Obsession was shot in 20 days.
Wow, that's crazy.
Is that not insane? Like, I don't even know how they did that.
And they did such a good job. I wouldn't have known that. I would have thought this thing was, I don't know how long normal movies take.
Yeah,
But it seems like longer than that.
Well, that's the funny thing with all these like theories and looking deep into stuff. I don't think it's kind of like on you because I don't think they thought every single thing all the way through.
And those are the best type of movies where they let you kind of just marinate with it.
When Bear is scrolling Nikki's social media posts, I think this must be when he's in the room after his cat dies. Apparently, one of the posts is liked by Cooper, who plays Ian. So it's liked by Ian.
It's liked by the character.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like they had Cooper, the real guy's name on there or something.
Oh, wait. I think you're right. That's the way that reads. It's liked by Cooper Tomlinson, who plays Ian.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of a funny little nugget, Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The production filmed on location at real Burbank establishments, I guess. One's the Roguelike Tavern and at North Hollywood's The Green Man Store, which serves as the Crystal Shop. Okay. So the tavern's obviously the Roguelike Tavern. That's the bar.
Okay. That's a cool bar.
Yeah, the shop that you like, the Crystal Shop, that's North Hollywood's The Green Man Store.
Oh, so you can actually go to these locations. That's cool.
Yeah, I probably won't go, but sure.
They should start selling the One Wish Willow there, though.
Oh, for sure. Curry Barker told The New Yorker that he asked his father, who's Jeff Barker, to write some of the script's monologues. And the one he wrote just happened to be that old Hansel and Gretel scene.
I mean, someone looking to his father. Yeah. No, that's funny. I mean, that was a great scene because it was so freaking weird.
At the Q&A for the film, Curry Barker has revealed that the film originally ended with Nikki killing herself, but one of the production companies asked for an ending where Nikki lives. Upon viewing the results, Barker realized this bleaker ending of Nikki screaming in the aftermath of the carnage was objectively better, decided to keep it.
Yeah, I think it worked pretty good. I was happy with that ending. I liked it.
All right, let's get into a little bit of the lore. They asked Curry Barker about what really happened to Nikki for most of the movie, and he kind of explains it that she's in some sort of a purgatory, and it's not good. I think we kind of saw that.
I think that's the vibe we got, especially when we hear the phone call and she's screaming in the background. It seemed like her soul was being held captive. And as we also see her popping in and out. Yeah, that makes sense.
He also elaborated on some of the particulars of the One Wish Willow, stating that it isn't inherently a bad genie, but Bear wishes for exactly the wrong thing in the worst possible way.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
While writing the script, Barker had also had it in mind that Nikki did genuinely have some feelings for Bear, or at least had the potential to, and that if he had told her the truth about his feelings, she may have even reciprocated.
Interesting. So, yeah, I guess the idea is she did kind of like him. but he would have had to change kind of the way he is.
See, it's funny because I mean, that's what I'm saying about this movie. Like, there's the director's vision, and he wrote the whole thing. But I feel like it's one of those that people are going to argue about it now because it's like, well, okay, that's cool, you think that, but the way this is written, like,
The way it kind of played out in the movie, you could see it another way.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up Obsession. Great movie. I enjoyed doing every bit of it. But before we take off, got to thank the tribe. On YouTube, we have Jose, Philip, Jake the Floppy Snake, Matthew, Caesarman. I messed up Matthew. You know what I'm saying? Frederick Blackstone, Crazy Meg, Freaky Frog, and Vane. Patreon, we have Jay Peasy, Sims R Us, Ian Joseph, Sicario, Banky, Drew Castilla, and Fernando Zapata, followed by Tanner Strode.
Thank you guys so much for being tribe members. We appreciate all of you.
And we appreciate all you other members. And you know what? If you're just listening, we appreciate you too.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. This was a fun one. Next movie, maybe The Back Rooms. If
or
not,
is it Sinister?
yeah,
Possible.
We'll keep you guessing. It all depends on this guy's schedule.
We'll find out.
See you guys.
See ya.